The Bullshitter Show, only on Bulls Radio Lounge, July 26th edition. In the studio, Lent.
Hello, everybody.
With Christopher.
Christian in the house.
Or Christian. I'm going to get the name right. I'm going to write it down.
One of these days.
One of these days. Welcome to the show. We're still trying to get things, kind of together. Because we're sort of... It's a tight schedule.
Tight.
Very tight schedule.
Very tight.
Are you doing a Macho Man impersonation?
You know that's what that is. Nobody can do that voice and not know that you want to snap into a Slim Jim right after you do it. Yeah!
Well, let me tell you something, brother. That was pretty good.
I rode on your coattails for years. I'm not sure why I did it. Yeah, should have broke free. Yeah!
Uh-huh.
You should have, but you couldn't do it, brother.
That's what we do in the Bullshitter Show. We do Macho Man impersonations.
Dig it? Yeah!
Did you guys go to WWF on Monday? Did you watch it? Did you see it?
Oh, I watch that shit every week.
Do you really?
I've been watching that shit since I went to WrestleMania 2 live. So that's how long I've been watching. What are we getting in Tampa? WrestleMania 36?
No, we just had Raw.
Is that how far back?
Yes, that's how far back. I can remember everything. Shut up, Christian. Don't judge me. Ric Flair lover. Woo! So how far back does that go, my friend?
You go way back with that one. That was
Flair, man.
I wasn't expecting a Ric Flair woo.
Yeah, I mean that's how far back I go. I like the old 70s guys, Blackjack Mulligan, Pac Song, King Curtis, guys that are really put a good...
You don't like the new guys, do you?
I'm not... I just don't. It's too much discussion
I
the
think they
ring.
PG'd it down a little too much. They're trying to get a little more edgy because they're going to move to Fox and they're getting competition that's going to probably push the edge. So
are they moving to Fox?
They're moving to Fox. SmackDown's going from USA to Fox in the fall. I think Raw's going to stay on USA, but I love
Is
that
a
shit.
good thing? Or
I think it's probably good because it's going to be on, regular fucking TV, I think, Fox Network. So, yes, sir.
There you go.
He was on Monday.
Was he on Monday?
He was strutting his shit,
The
man.
Ric
Some of those
Flair?
guys still got it. Stone Cold gave a fucking great
Nobody
promo.
cuts a promo better than Ric Flair.
Well, yeah, when Ric Flair's younger, nobody cuts a promo. Nobody lives a plane crash and cuts a promo like Ric fucking Flair.
I've actually seen Ric Flair when I don't remember if you remember this one, but I don't know which one it was. I want to say it was Raw, but it was one that Ric Flair came out and he had a heart attack on the ring.
No, that was Jerry Lawler had the heart attack.
No.
And I think that no. Are you talking WCW?
I don't know.
I think it was
one of them.
WCW because that's when he did.
It was the
have
one
his-
that Kane was
came
in.
out and had a.
It was a Monday Night Raw.
Jerry had one on Monday Night Raw for sure.
But this was he went like bouncing off back the ropes,
Right.
four back,
yeah.
and then like
I know what
four
you're talking
times,
about. Yeah.
and then all of a sudden he grabbed his
heart.
chart and fell over. And what is his name? The Briscoe guy, Jerry Briscoe.
Gerald
Is
Briscoe.
it the one who was in charge at the
Yeah,
time, right?
Jerry Briscoe.
He came out sort of like somber, like
Briscoe Body Shop.
we're just we're sorry we're sorry for you
Body
guys to see this, and Ric Flair had a heart attack and we're taking him to the hospital now, and it gets pretty serious when you have the owner come out and actually announce it.
It's got to be pretty bad when somebody dies at that shit too, like Owen Hart falling out of the rafters,
Yeah.
breaking his neck. I mean, what is the crowd? The crowd sees it.
Well, if it's live.
Well, the crowd sitting there.
Well, that's true,
certainly
yeah.
sees it, you know what I mean? The people at the front row are like,
What
oh
about
shit, we just seen his neck snap.
What about the guy who fell off the back of the what is it, the Tridentron? What's it called? The Trident.
The Titantron. You're talking
Titantron.
like there's a few guys that did that shit, but Hawk did it drunk. But,
Yeah.
he
was in the middle of the
He was in
match.
bad fucking
Really?
shape though.
He
yeah.
actually climbed the top of that thing and fell off the back
They did him dirty.
and
Wow.
hit one of the big old power stations they have back there.
I did not know that.
Yeah. What's his?
Ooh, what a rush!
Here we go. So you're a big
I'm
wrestling
a fucking
fan, huh?
wrestling mark, dude. I love that shit. But the best right now is the NXT shit. The guy that the Triple H is running that shit. It's the
He's still going with that.
he's like he's got a position there, bro.
Does he
He's
really?
Like, yeah, he's married to Stephanie.
Well, I know that, but I mean,
But
that,
he's
that
like a
NXT is still
COO.
going though.
Oh, bro, it's going. It's hot. When that shit comes next year, I want a ticket to that.
Really?
Oh my god, I would go.
Are
see
you
that
gonna
shit
be the
live.
mark that's up front?
I'll be the mark. I'll have the bullshitter show sign if I can get in there. It's us, motherfuckers.
I'm more interested in this AEW going on. With,
That's gonna be fucking the
what,
shit.
what is it?
Cody Rhodes is when they broke free from New Japan Wrestling.
Okay.
They started this organization, the AEW, which stands for what, Lent?
God bless it.
Fantastic.
All elite wrestling.
Yeah, there you go.
Suck it.
All Elite Wrestling, and it looks pretty good. A lot of the good guys went over there. Cody Rhodes.
I think Cody's like heavily involved in.
Well,
all
he's
of it.
one of the owners. He's one of the founders, and I just hope he doesn't do a tank job like
Like what?
Jeff Jarrett did
Yeah, that was rough.
with that
Was
octagon
Was
ring.
that before the
But that shit's still going on too, bro. It's just
I thought they folded.
no. They're still like trying very hard, very, very hard, trying.
What are they trying on?
To
Repurpose their brand.
yeah.
Is that
Get
what it
going
is?
again?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they gotta find somebody who could.
Well,
I'm sorry about that. They
They've
gotta find somebody who can carry the brand. They got this Brian Cage kid, but he's already trying to get into AEW.
See, he's mentioning
go.
names that I have
I
no
know.
idea who they
Right,
are.
exactly.
Bro, I can spit it out. I love this
Bro,
shit.
I was going off of Junkyard Dog.
There you go. There
Dude,
you
I could talk about
go.
him too. Grab them cakes, baby.
Who else
Junkyard
was
Dog.
it? What's the money guy? The one that came out with the big
Ted
old briefcase?
DiBiase.
No, not him. There was another guy. I'm trying to think of what his name is.
No, I think Mark's right on that one. The $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase.
Is that what it is?
He still flings around cash. On Monday, he was buying some belt.
There was one guy that had like a big old like SWAT vest. Remember him?
Big Boss Man?
Big Boss Man. Didn't he come out with a briefcase at one time? Wasn't that part of his gimmick?
He might have had it like the Attitude
not
Era.
sure
I don't know
what
what the
that
fuck he
was.
was carrying though.
Yeah,
I
but
don't remember that.
who else?
See,
what
I don't
was-
remember that, but I remember the Bob Orton wearing a cast for like 3 years.
That was
Yeah,
around
I remember
WrestleMania
that.
1. I thought it was like 10 years.
That was like the end of it. That was really like the end of
My
it.
wrestling pretty much stopped around like the 2000. You know, that's when I stopped.
yeah, that's when like the
watching
Attitude
wrestling.
Era stopped, when the cool shit stopped.
Yeah, yeah.
I get you. I mean, it
Like
could get
Stone
stale.
Cold would come out and just sort of like do his thing and, you know, and have fun with it, right?
Hell
Then you have
yeah.
Undertaker that come out, you know. Who else was it? The Ultimate Warrior. Remember
Yes.
him?
The ultimate
Yes.
hack.
They said he was gay.
There was a lot of that going on.
That was a rumor
And
that
then
he
he
was-
like showed up, got inducted into the Hall of Fame, did a promo where he was breathing heavy, and
Yeah.
then like dropped dead the next day.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Wow.
I know too much shit about wrestling.
Yeah, you've been watching it for years. I mean,
Years.
like decades.
Yes.
Do you have your little party too?
I don't have a party. I just
You
sit
don't have
down
like
and
a
sit
wrestling party at
down.
your
No,
house?
I don't do
and
shit
just
like
sort
that.
of like.
I like to be by myself.
Oh, okay.
My children can join me. My significant other. That's cool.
The whole Hulk Hogan thing just turned me right off of wrestling.
Why?
Which
when,
one?
When he went bad, or the whole
when he
Hulkamania?
showed up, basically, really.
Why? What's wrong with the Hulkster?
I just, again, you know,
What's
like
your
Lynn
problem
said,
with me, brother?
You know, I'm a Ric Flair fan.
Well, yeah.
You know, but that guy, he busted his butt, really. Hulk, he went to Japan, wrestled a few years, came back, wrestled a couple independents, would go back there, you know, obviously before the big cable hit. And then as soon as cable came around and USA finally took off, look who shows up. Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, but he's been
Bro,
doing this for years though.
McMahon
like
likes
before
the
that.
big dudes.
But not as out there as Ric Flair was. Ric Flair
Nah,
was.
I have to disagree
Yeah, 'cause-
on that one.
See, I never heard of him.
Hulk Hogan was like when Andre the Giant was almost started.
He was a bad guy in the beginning. Hulk
Yeah.
Hogan. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, he
Oh,
was
yeah.
around for a while,
Never-
like because they were territories back then, bro.
Right.
Yeah,
And I
you
never
you
s-
loved
I never
Florida.
saw
You loved
him-
the South.
no.
It was only WWF at first, right? And then it became what is the what was that split between WWF and what was the other one?
WCW, but before
WCW.
that,
I'm talking way
yeah,
before that.
Mark's talking when
I'm
like
talking-
WWF was up north only.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I didn't know
yeah.
that.
Yeah, I'm talking back then, way back then, when like around 81, 82, when
Yeah.
But didn't
Cable
Vince
kinda
McMahon
started-
have all that together?
His dad did.
Oh, his dad
His
did.
dad
Yes.
did, and it was they had 4 W's in it. It was like WWE or something.
You're talking like Bruno San Martino shit now.
Yeah, but those guys have
San Martino.
always, no matter. That's what I'm saying. No
Yeah.
matter what organization it was, no matter what era it was. Like I traveled when I was a kid and went to different territories, so to speak. I traveled to up north, West Virginia, Ohio, Tennessee, places like that. Of course, they had their own territories. And when I traveled and when I watched wrestling in those territories, I saw the same faces. I saw Dick Murdoch, King Curtis, Ric Flair, the one guy
they would
I
load 'em
never
out.
saw.
Yeah.
No, they traveled. Those guys traveled together all the time.
Because
And
they were loaned out, bro. They were loaned out by whoever owned their contracts, so they get notoriety across the fucking world.
Well,
I know. I'm telling you. I'm sorry.
but
It's
anyway.
the knowledge. It's the wrestling knowledge I've been
Anyway,
blessed
the
with.
one thing that was not there was Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, he was not. He
Maybe
didn't
he
travel
wasn't
much.
on the card.
I just never.
I think he stayed
magazines,
I think he was in like
I
the
just
mid,
never saw the guy.
Yeah.
like
until
Minnesota-ish.
81, 82,
Yeah.
83 maybe. Then all of a sudden there's this big thing on cable, and actually I did. I liked Vince McMahon's organization when it was on every Friday night. Friday night fights at the Madison Square Garden.
Right,
Okay.
I remember
Yeah,
that.
I remember that
And
shit too.
that's Bob Backlund.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wrestling the Iron Sheik.
Fuck
things
yeah.
like
That's
that.
when they wrestled.
Right.
Yes,
And,
I understand what you're saying.
and then just as soon as that guy showed up, I couldn't have been any more than a couple of years later. I just felt that every organization he went to, he D-Midas touched it.
I think it was more
He turned it
superhero-ish.
to shit. I mean, he really did. And the whole NWO thing, I mean, I don't know.
That was
crap.
It was crap, but let me tell you, man.
But it made viewers.
when fucking
though.
people like me,
Lost
who was
me.
a wrestling fan,
Really?
Yeah, every time he switched, when he came over to WCW, I switched over to Vince McMahon. When he made his return back to Vince McMahon, I went back to WCW. But it was failing anyway.
WCW was done.
But
yeah.
wasn't that the rib though between WWF and WCW?
There was
In the
ribs.
end,
Oh,
yeah.
big
No,
time.
no, but what
Yeah.
I'm saying is like, all right, well, you split off between two separate organizations, right?
Right.
But the rib is that you can put, this person there, that person there from different companies, but they work together. But on TV, it makes it seem like they're working apart.
Yeah, there was a suspected
Does
rib
that-
that
you know what I'm talking about?
sabotage was allegedly happening.
Well,
I think
it's under the same umbrella. Like whoever's running WCW at the time, right,
right.
was under the same umbrella as WWF. Like Vince McMahon would be the same. He would control WCW and WWF. You know what I mean? But on TV, it wouldn't look that way.
Right.
Yeah, because that's when he purchased it. Ted Turner.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, Ted Turner wanted to take his ass down, and he did good with the NWO shit. But then it got, Eric Bischoff throws himself into the storyline.
But NWO,
Like Mark says, it gets watered down. It gets too much. It's too redundant. Too much shit. They folded.
But that's our opinion based on hundreds of millions of people who have seen these
Sure.
shows.
Sure.
Absolutely.
That would probably disagree and say, hey, you know what? This is what's going on.
I'm sure their opinions
Sure.
count in their own household.
It's
You know.
subjective.
But I mean, to me, I thought it was
But
kind
we're
of
right.
We're right on this show, no matter what.
On this show, we're always right.
But I mean, I found it, kind of comical between doing WCW and WWF, that sort of rival between the two.
Right.
Instead of just having one, now you have competition.
Right.
And now, you see it nowadays to where, to me, you can even sit there and I don't even know who they are.
Right.
Like,
exactly.
I couldn't tell you who they
That's
are,
my thing.
what they do, how they do it, Like John Cena was sort of a
It's
newcomer.
because you don't watch.
you
That's
know.
the only problem.
I
You
don't
want
wanna
to watch
watch.
it. Right. That's it. That's
You
why
know.
you don't know.
I have better things to do.
I know them all
I can organize my sock drawer in that time
by
period.
wrestlers.
Now, would you go Goo Goo Gaga over a wrestler? I mean,
It'd be cool. I mean,
are you
it's cool to
starstruck?
meet people. I got starstruck one time by fucking George Steinbrenner. That's about it.
Okay.
I mean, I've ran into people like Eric Red at the mall when he was just got drafted by the Bucks. He was fresh out of Florida. Other people, but I mean, it's cool to meet stars and shit.
Yeah, I mean, I've met so many
taking
that
pictures, shaking hands. It'd be
I don't
cool.
really get too much into it. You know what I mean? It
Yeah, I don't
doesn't-
want to bother them
Well, it's not that. It's just I don't sit there and go, oh my God, there's
unless it's set up.
Oh,
See,
okay.
Christian would. So
I
if you
do.
see like Batista walking through the mall, you know who Batista is.
Actually, I have seen Batista,
So
but
would
it
you-
was at a Jason's Deli. I was
Uh-huh.
with my wife, and I did not disturb him.
Right. You know what I mean?
Because he was having dinner with what can only be described as a hot piece of ass.
Okay.
His wife. Calm down. He lives in Tampa.
Sorry.
Dave, we love you.
Dave, we love you. But yeah, so in
Yeah,
that
like he's
situation,
gonna come over and
but
start
I
whooping
do
ass.
I like him. I liked his style. He was, pretty good in the ring. But and I was a little starstruck, and I wanted to I just found out he got the role in the first Guardians.
Nice, yeah.
Oh, really?
And
You
I
didn't know that?
actually wanted, I'd heard.
Okay.
And I wanted to go over and say, hey, congratulations on your role in the Guardians. Just that.
Yeah.
Not even hey, you can have a picture. Can I
Right,
hug
right,
it?
right.
Yeah, that's annoying as shit.
But I didn't. Because he was, that's a, if he was walking in and I was walking in, I would say, hey, Dave, good luck on Guardians. You mind if I, get a quick pic with you or something like that before everybody's ordered and into their stuff. But I was at to backtrack, I was at the wrestling, they have these wrestling get-togethers like every couple of
Like
months.
a convention or something like that?
Something like that.
All right.
Yeah. I remember you
And
telling
there
me
was
about
one the day Dusty Rhodes died,
Oh, wow. Okay.
and they did not cancel it.
Oh, really?
So we went.
That was his father, right? Or the son?
Cody Rhodes' dad.
that. Cody Rhodes' dad
Yeah,
died.
Yeah, Dusty Rhodes.
That's not Goldust is not the one that.
Yes,
Goldust
he
is
is.
dad
He is
too,
the
yeah.
other
That's what
son.
I thought. Yeah.
And so I got a little starstruck because a couple of the guys that I liked back in the day we were talking about
Right.
were there.
Okay.
Rocky John, The Rock's dad,
Right.
he was there. He was one of my favorites back
Rocky
Yeah,
then.
he was
Maivia.
badass, dude. He could drop kick you like in the top of your head with
Well,
his
I'm
bottom
sure.
foot.
Yeah.
On one of the championship wrestling from Florida shows, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, he 3-second. I forgot what's the Undertaker's real name.
Mark Calloway.
I believe he 3-second Mark Calloway, a whip off the ropes, a drop kick, and a pin right here.
Wow, that was a while ago, though.
So,
you're talking.
yeah,
Like
and he
when
was a
Mark Calloway
skinny-
was not the Undertaker, right?
No, he was
Yeah.
nowhere near the Undertaker.
Dong.
But
That was the best intro.
He still wrestles, bro. He was
Does
at
he
the
really?
last pay-per-view. Yeah. 50-something years old, and he's still doing crazy shit.
I thought he retired.
He pops up now and then, but they desperately need some ratings.
Oh,
and
really?
that's why I like New Japan.
New Japan's pretty fucking cool too.
I like New Japan
Yeah.
because they talk in the back. They get
Oh,
the
yeah,
wrestling
like-
out of the way, and then
And they curse and all that stuff in the back too. I know.
But-
Yeah.
It's when they're breathing really hard and they're talking in Japanese. I really like that part. I like when those guys, couple of guys get, the camera guys get pushed around and the little body, and they.
Do you have all the
That's
soundtracks?
translation. I wrestled hard.
The guy was good, but he couldn't beat me.
Now, did you get all the soundtracks too?
I will be a nerd and say I do have some. Yes.
Okay.
I have them in the fucking Rolodex.
Can you guess who this is?
Oh, it's the Undertaker, bro.
Obviously.
Come on, give me something harder.
He could do that with his
I don't
eyes
know
closed.
anybody hard.
I'm sleeping over here.
I don't know. That's the problem. I don't know anybody who's
That's
in
all right.
wrestling anymore.
Well,
You
there's
kind of got
people.
me off track.
Undertaker's still in wrestling, bro. So you're A+.
That's true. What about Mankind?
He was on the show Monday, and he actually allows himself to be attacked by somebody younger. So it's pretty cool.
All
and,
right.
and the guy that's younger is Bray Wyatt. So he's fucking fantastic, too. They let him do his own shit, and he's very fucking creative and cynical.
Do you have anybody know any of these things that he's talking about?
Not a clue.
Not
I know
really.
who
He
Man-
knows
I-
Mick Foley.
I know Mick Foley. I know Mick. I mean,
Everybody
again,
knows Mick Foley.
Mick
Who doesn't know
Foley
Mick
was
Foley?
doing Cactus
Yeah.
Jack back in
Yeah.
the mid '80s.
Cactus
Bang,
Jack.
bang! You know?
Dude Love.
Dude Love.
Yeah. Who else was he?
Mankind.
Let me
Well,
quick,
Mankind, obviously.
Yeah, that's when they
yes.
put the strap on him, finally.
real quick anecdote. He was at. I know we were talking about comic book conventions a couple of weeks ago. He was. He attended one. The last one or time before last, bygones, and I said, "All right, I'm gonna go get his," because there was barely a line, which means I didn't have to, wait too long. So walked up there and I gotta tell you, I think the guy's gone through one too many tables.
Oh yeah,
Oh, bro, did you
He-
see his
I
missing
seen him
ear?
when him and Undertaker got together on their match, and was it the big cage match? You know
Oh,
what
he
I'm
got
talking about?
fucked
Yeah.
up
Oh,
during
dude.
that match, bro. I don't know how he
I
didn't
felt bad
die.
for him. You know, I never met the guy, but I felt bad for him.
I don't
you
think
know?
the second bump was supposed to happen the way it went down.
The one from the top?
The one where he went through the cage.
Oh,
but
yeah,
he was
hit
supposed
the-
to be thrown off that motherfucker.
But
But
he hit
still,
the
holy
tax.
shit.
Yeah.
You know.
He's done all that stuff.
Oh,
but
yeah.
the tax is played out
Bar
too
wire.
because now everybody does tax. You know what I mean?
That's true.
Do something else.
Well, his one tooth went
Break a
through
beer
his,
bottle.
went through his
Let's
lip.
rumble, bitch.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That one
Yeah,
tooth
the
went-
tooth that was like in his nose and
Yeah.
shit. Yeah.
You could see it on TV.
Yeah. I have the
Oh,
WWE
yeah.
network. You can pause it and look at it. It's like, holy shit.
This
it's
guy's
through
really
his
sort
nose.
of
I'm a mark, bro. I'm telling you, I'm a
going
wrestling
all
mark.
for it. I mean, he's
That
sort
dude
of,
has no ear too.
Uh-huh.
In Japan, wrestling Vader, big dude,
Yeah.
got caught up
I
in the
know
ropes.
Vader is, yeah.
Yeah, he died of a heart attack, right? Caught up in the ropes, ripped his
Vandetter.
fucking ear off, finished the match.
No kidding.
Sure.
He actually ripped his ear off?
His
The
ear is
show
missing.
must go
Google a
on.
picture. Say Mick Foley's ear. Watch that shit.
There's a video on this?
No, you'll just see a picture of his ear missing. He has like no fucking ear.
So why did he rip off his ear?
Because he got caught up in the ropes by his neck, and the
Oh.
only way to get out was pulling his head through, and his ear fucking ripped off his head, and he finished the match.
I
That
don't see
bitch,
what
I think with Terry Funk, he's blown himself up with dynamite and shit. It's crazy.
Terry Funk.
You know Terry
Terry
Funk,
Funk.
don't you?
Oh, yeah. I
Yeah.
got a picture of Terry.
Who's
and
Terry Funk?
Terry Funk was back in the 70s,
Uh-huh.
or actually before that. I say the 70s because that's when I caught on. Again, here in Florida. But Terry Funk's one of those guys. He goes back to his dad wrestled. So he goes back to the 40s and or 50s and 60s. Terry Funk, 60s and 70s, well into the 80s. I'm sorry, well into the 90s.
Shit, he was wrestling in 2000s, bro. Crazy.
He wrestled in one of those extreme wrestling shows.
Yeah, that's badass
would
shit
get,
too.
Barbed wired and
Right.
tacked and all
Tables
that.
and
Yeah.
chairs.
That's when it was
Gig-
brutal, bro.
I don't think anybody in the wrestling business has gigged themselves as much as Terry Funk's.
I don't even think he can walk anymore, right?
What about Jake the Snake Roberts?
I loved him when he was fucking in the 80s and he started his innovative shit. He
Uh-huh.
went down a rough road, but I think he recovered.
Did he really?
Yeah, I think he's doing all right.
With the help of Diamond Dallas Page's
That was my
yoga
next question.
Bang, bro. I
with
think
his,
that shit
yoga
works.
system.
Is he still doing his whole deal about, whatever it is with the workout deal?
Oh, yeah, the
Yeah.
yoga shit? Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
okay.
big,
Yeah.
bro.
Is it really?
Yeah.
That's what saved his life.
His life, Scott Hall, a bunch of wrestlers went to him. And a bunch of people, too. There's shit online
That's
about
right. That's right. He saved my life, man.
He saved
that. The
my
bad
life,
guy,
man.
huh?
All right, we're going to take a short break. When we come back, there you go there, Lint. A little bit of The Rock for you.
You know, The Rock's gonna tell you a little story.
Dude, let me tell you
You
something.
ever heard this one?
This motherfucker
He's gonna tell you anyway.
is probably the nicest person in real life. I
The
believe
Rock?
that shit. I think so. I mean, and him and Kevin Hart, fucking hilarious.
All right, when we
Back
come
in your
back,
pants, would you?
I found this
maybe.
museum
Man, and all the
from Iceland, which you might get a good kick out of.
too much of the fame
Look at that.
and all the bright lights.
A lot more.
He likes to
Bulls,
get back and
Radio Lounge, The Bullshitter Show. We'll be back in a minute. Stand by.
delight.
Welcome to Rick's Bakery. Can I help? Wait a minute. Aren't you the famous Rock?
Yeah, The Rock, the people's champ in the house. What's happening,
God,
Slick?
hey, how you doing, guy? Listen, you got to take a picture before you leave, guy.
Whoa. The Rock don't want to take pictures. The Rock just wants a piece of pie. You got any of that in this bakery?
I got every kind of pie you can think of. I got strawberry pie, blueberry pie, apple
Blueberry.
pie.
What? Oh, no.
butter
Whoa.
pecan.
Actually, Slick, it doesn't matter what type of pie you have. Let The Rock tell you a little story about pie. Driving down south, though quickly aroused when my car caught a flat near this old farmhouse. I hope somebody's home, taking a chance at. Knocked on the door and this fine chick answered.
You're the Rock.
Can I use your phone?
I'm shaking. Sure, if you try some of this pie I'm baking.
Daisy Duke shorts on 5 foot stood. Said sure, what the heck? I mean, it did smell good.
So as you call Rock in the kitchen towards the vapor.
There's a grandmother, aunt, and a Chinese neighbor. Well, The Rock is going to tell you again. See, it's tough to be The Rock. Yeah, The Rock knows that might sound crass. Oh, and by the way, all you jabronis in the locker room, you can all come kiss The Rock's ass. Because you know after The Rock lays a smackdown on some big, fat, ugly hermaphrodite, The Rock needs a little distraction. And a slice sounds just right.
The Rock said,
Thanks, ladies.
and more kind words. Grandmother said,
Be polite, eat mine first. So I sat down, tried her. She looked quite glad. Had a strange taste of mold, but it wasn't so bad.
that's right.
The Rock, having pie in the country, devoured hers her aunts, and Stella was hungry.
That's all Rock said?
Bored and reading the papers, till finally a plate of the next door neighbors. Gulped it down fast, cause it really did please.
I mean, it tasted so good, Rock was talking Chinese.
Ching bang bing yang wang yang, aye. That good pie.
Oh, that's the pie you was talking about.
Oh yeah, The Rock knows the millions can smell it now. It's tough to be The Rock. No, it really is. Because you all know The Rock is the most electrifying man in all of showbiz. You see, when The Rock gets too much of the fame and all the bright lights, he loves to kick back and have a slice. No. The Rock is gonna eat the whole damn pie.
tough. Though goddamn your luck. I know them waters and them old dead rock. So hang tough. Hang tough. Goddamn your luck. I know them waters and them
The
old
Bullshitter Show. Welcome back.
hang tough.
We would like to thank all the people behind the scenes. Matt, good buddy Matt, who got this show back up and running.
Thank you, Matt.
Thank you, Matt.
Chewy Rocks for doing all the photography work.
Chewy
Pictures.
Rocks. We love Chewy Rocks.
Most
A
appreciated.
little bit closer to you, my friend. There, Lent.
How's that?
A little more.
How's that?
There you go. Now people
Kemosabe,
can
get
hear.
up on it.
Do I sound better now?
Yes, you do.
Chewy Rocks, we love you if you didn't hear us.
We do. Thank you. Also, don't forget the Joel Weinkoop show will be up at 9 o'clock tonight.
Listen in, people.
9 o'clock. Only
Hey,
on Bulls
shout
Radio
out
Lounge.
to my niece whose birthday's today. I'm not
Oh,
going
wow,
to say
nice.
names, but I
Happy
told her I'd
birthday.
shout out. So shout
Happy
out,
birthday
niece.
to your
We love
niece.
you.
We do have the live cam up and running. I don't know if Lynn, if you're closer,
I can
or
get close. Hold on.
or-
You won't hear me for a moment.
Christopher, if you're close, one of the two,
He's never going to get that right.
we'll put something down there or show you something or show a hand or, whatever the case. But there you go, right there. Use what God gave to you.
Nice.
All right. So we are live in the live cam. We're going to try to be up on the Facebook live camera as well here soon once we get everything all, worked out and all that good jazz. It's tough to bring all this stuff, ripping out chords, putting back chords, going from studio to studio, but that's what we do.
You're the motor, my friend.
No, I just keep the glue holding on.
No. And you're the motor.
Motorin'.
So anyways, before we went to the break, we were talking about this museum
Oh, man.
that I have found, and it's sort of, I guess I would say for Icelandic people, it was sort of normal for them.
How did you find out about this place?
It was on the Travel Channel.
Really?
Yeah, it was on the Travel Channel.
As
This goes hand
on
in
one of
hand.
those shows, and they went, "Hey,
Yeah, they were talking about
we're
it.
gonna take you
Yeah,
to
the Museum of Fellatios.
That's
phallological."
Phallological. I call it Fellatios.
Okay.
Icelandic, basically a penis museum.
Phallological
It's
museum.
a penis museum. That's what it is.
it's a Pekka museum.
Basically, it has
Exactly.
all shapes, sizes of,
My-
I would be the most proper. Could you say penis? Could you say what?
Penis is acceptable.
All right.
Pekka is northern.
Northern.
That's what, shake your Pekka.
What about dick?
Dick is, Richard.
Right. Dick's Richard.
All right. So you've got like whales. You've got
This
walruses.
is crazy. This is the
I mean,
craziest thing I've ever
Dude,
seen.
there's a walrus prick there.
Yeah, there's a walrus prick there.
Is it only
Is
mammals?
prick acceptable? Should we say dick or, I don't know what we should say. Pekka?
Oh, that is.
Does he have like a dude there?
What do you mean?
It's all mammals.
Well, I'm sure they have like a normal
There has to be.
penis.
We're a mammal.
Well, normal is sort of.
What do you mean by there's
there's little, there's big, there's seven.
medium sized.
And there's mandingos.
Those, respectable.
The
Respectable. That's a new
respect-
division. The division is respectable. Please step up.
Hey, I'm right here, man. What y'all need?
How did he go Italian or something like
I
that?
know.
all of a sudden?
It
Hey,
was
you got
like,
some
get a-
pasta. I got the Pekka. Let's go.
It was what was it? I lost my train of thought there.
Sorry about that.
Thinking about Pekkas, are you?
So basically, this is a museum about Icelandic peckers.
The Icelandic Phallological Museum is probably the only museum in the world to contain a collection of phallic specimens belonging to all the various types of mammal found in a single country. Oh,
Now, would you?
So it's just the Icelandic
so it's
country?
just Icelandic
yeah.
penises.
Would you go or no?
Peni.
Would you go visit?
Oh, wow.
Bro,
Would you
That's
go
a
buy
good question.
if you're there, how can you not?
Would you buy a ticket?
It's easy. I walk right by.
Yeah, but I mean,
Now, hold on.
I
this
don't
is
think
the-
you should read into shit like that. It's just wow.
I mean, it's
That's
all
a
part
wet.
of it.
That's a whale's cock. Holy shit!
You go in, you're gay.
No.
You
Go
think
in
so?
there- No, I'm just
I
kidding.
call
No.
bullshit on that one.
No. I don't know. I don't
It's
know if I
just
have a reason to
art.
go in there. I mean, I don't
You wouldn't
know.
be interested in the different.
260 peni they have in there.
Is there a sloth in there?
It's a
I'm
mammal.
sure there is.
If it's a mammal, if it's a sloth from Iceland, yes, but I don't know if they're
maybe there's
indigenous
no.
to Iceland.
Yeah, I guess we'd have to see what creatures are common in Iceland.
Well, I mean, you have to,
They do have honorary members.
Nice.
do they really?
Yeah.
Is it like a season pass?
Top honorary members of 208. Wow.
208 members.
Yeah.
No. I think this is like people.
They are people.
There's fucking addresses and everything.
That's what I mean.
That's spooky.
But it's funny that they're called honorary members.
Honorary.
Members, get it?
That was cute.
We'll walk you there, buddy.
Honorary member. You know, it was one of those.
Yeah,
Came back,
exactly.
got it.
Yeah. Now, Lynn, would you go?
I'd stop by. Why the fuck not?
Would
maybe
you-
maybe
would
I'd
you-
be. I wouldn't want to be an honorary member because
You
I
wouldn't
don't
want
want
your
my
name up
fucking
there?
address out there.
Well,
I
that's
don't want
true.
people to go, hey, you know what? I saw your dick. I figured I'd write you a letter or something. That's weird, but I don't care. It's fucking a museum. It's art.
Christopher, would you go?
Or Christian.
Or Christian, whatever your name is.
Hey, you
Yeah,
over
I
there.
probably would. I'd probably step in there. Whatever this chick is looking at has me intrigued.
What is she looking
Is it
at?
the-
I can't figure it out, but it's humongous. It's not as
Dude.
big as the.
Is it an
So I'm
elephant?
trying to find.
That looks. I don't know what that is.
If
And then the one next to it, there's another picture of
Yeah.
like a snail. That
I
thing
was
is
I was trying to
gigantic.
find the video of when they went there and filmed it, but I couldn't find the video on it. But I want to say it was a Travel Channel that I saw.
What is this?
This
Holy
deal.
Shit.
But I've never heard of a museum that just incorporates a bunch of dicks.
Well,
the
You know
guy,
what I mean?
The guy looks a little creepy. I'll give him that.
I'm wondering if there's some people's pictures in there too. You know,
What do you mean?
their dicks.
Pictures?
Yeah,
I
pictures
wouldn't be
of people that
surprised
are
if there was an
dicks.
actual one that's there.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. If he's
know,
actually got a. I mean, you
He
easily,
has to. Then
It's Iceland. We don't know what he could easily. Maybe he could just walk into a morgue and say, "Hey, can I have a penis?" And they, the guy whoosh,
Is
cuts
he
it off
requesting
right
a
there.
penis?
He's requesting it. He's like, "Hey, can you let me know when a decent cock comes in? I need it for my museum."
Now, do you think
Wow,
the Icelandic
that's deep.
people would think this is normal?
For
Probably.
them, yes.
Yeah,
I
maybe.
mean, if anybody lives in this,
I mean, us as Americans, we always think that this stuff is sort of abnormal.
they
you
do
know?
have a catalog on their site if you go, people.
Do they really?
Yep, male, whales, all kinds.
comes right up.
Fucking sperm whales,
Like what would I mean?
That
what
may
would-
be
whales.
what that is. The gray one on the left.
humpback whales, all kinds of fucking shit. There's dolphins in there. Let's see what else.
I was trying to find the catalog that you have on
Dolphins. It's on the homepage. If you're on the homepage, just what the hell did I click?
there. I don't know. What did you click?
Phalluses. Hold on one second.
You're
Oh,
just
here we go.
you're just intrigued by
Here
the
we go.
I
phalluses.
just
I
I
found
just
it.
want to see. There's sections. So that was section 1. Is like from the sea because there's
Specimens.
dolphins, all kinds of shit. There's a bear penis in there. There's
Uh-huh.
seals. Not Chewy. I haven't found him yet. Hold on. I'm still scrolling.
There's
All
actual.
kinds of.
There's a store too.
Oh, what can you buy?
I'm trying to pull it up here.
Hey, you got one of them whale cocks for sale? Eh?
What would you do with that? I mean, is that really is that a front
Is that a
door
mantelpiece
piece?
or
Yeah.
No, I don't know.
do you,
Yeah,
do you put
you
that
know,
on the front table?
I
or-
think it's because it's probably socially acceptable over there. Where if somebody walks in the house over here and sees a whale cock chilling, I don't know how they're gonna react.
It must be because I just don't have the inclination to dick up my house.
Yeah.
So
I mean, there's
Yeah.
goats, field mice.
How would that look on-
Field mice.
How would that look at your Christmas dinner?
Hey, sorry, I
You got
used
the head.
this
Good.
decoration in the dining room.
what is
but,
this, Mark?
It's rare. It's a rare whale's cock.
Bobby,
this
what
thing?
is that thing on the table?
They have horses.
That's
they
right.
have rams.
It's
Holy
almost like that-
Shit, dude. Dogs, cats. That's weird. I don't know. Maybe
Why would
it's-
that be weird?
Maybe it's weird for me because
They're
dogs and
mammals.
cats. Yeah, I know, but I guess in America we look at dogs and cats differently.
I
Than
don't
other
think the
mammals.
guy's tackling them and doing.
you can
it
buy
alive.
t-shirts,
Bulls. There's all kinds of bulls in there.
Bulls.
Bulls are in there. Mink.
A walrus.
Arctic fox.
Field mouse.
That's interesting. How did they get the field mouse?
Very carefully.
Very. There's a black rat.
Probably a
Ooh.
little mouse porn.
Look at Stuart Little.
Oh,
The
jeez.
unedited version of Ratatouille.
What was he stirring it with?
Exactly.
Bear? No, boar. I'm sorry, my eyes. There is a man.
Really?
Yep.
They actually have
says
a man
so?
They
on
actually
there?
have a man. It says Homo sapiens
Man,
sapiens.
there it is.
Foreskin of a 40-year-old Icelander.
Yeah, but they're
Foreskin.
not like sort of putting it on
Member.
the mantle, though, right?
Hole with no. It's
Member
on
hole.
display. This is the catalog
Member
of what they
hole
have.
with scrotum and both testicles from a 95-year-old gentleman,
Yo.
probably killed from those two 7-year-old hookers. Both testicles and epididymis from a 60-year-old Icelander. So he's got 3.
So how low does that go?
What do you mean?
The 95-year-olds. The elasticity of the skin. Are the balls hitting the ground?
Close.
Close.
Yeah, probably.
Close.
Then they go both testicles of a 60-year-old Icelander as well. So there's only 3. They have 3. They have rabbits. Jesus Christ.
3 members.
Well, you're getting like real deep into this.
No, I'm
aren't
going
you?
through the catalog.
It's the catalog.
I'm just
This
reading
is
what they
how-
got. Other animals. I'm not even reading them all. They have redfish in there. What the fuck?
Redfish?
How do you get a redfish?
That's not a mammal.
Folklore section. An Icelandic elf.
Oh, boy.
Folklore section?
Yes, so there's a folklore section either. So where did they get that from is my question.
There's a sea howler. I like that. Sea bull.
Merman.
A merman?
Anyway,
Merman.
there's
Isn't Merman from like He-Man? Don't you love He-Man?
Who?
Christian.
Do you like
Don't you
He-Man?
love
Christian hate
He-Man?
He-Man.
I grew up in
Which
with
one?
that shit.
You
What
like
do you
the
mean?
live action movie?
Didn't like either one.
Dolph
Really?
Lundgren,
Oh, my
you know,
God.
he did rough in that one.
Yeah. You didn't like him in that one?
But I'm
That
talking
is one
cartoon
of the
shit.
most
Ah.
retarded cartoons
You
I've ever
just
seen.
don't understand
I
He-Man.
hated that cartoon.
There's a changeling.
I mean, you see
He's like really
vehemently.
deep into this catalog. I mean, it's like
I'm
It
just
is a
going
deep
through,
catalog.
dude. There's a foreign section. So, in the
Ironically-
foreign section, can any mammal be included in the foreign section?
well, I mean,
Absolutely. If it's foreign, it's not.
There's a
domestic to-
wolverine. So, could you or I be in the foreign section?
Ironically, there's a beaver.
This is 2 Americans. We won't know what
So
their
yeah,
names.
there's a big long list of
Cave
everything
bear.
this guy has
Wow,
cut
all
off and
kinds
put
of
in his
stuff.
museum.
Yeah. So anyway, I think we've gone way deep into the
The
catalog.
Thank goodness it hasn't gone deep into us.
They're open every day, folks, from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m.
as we hear cars in the background.
So what made you?
I thought it was actually interesting little.
I'm telling you, bro, we need to look at this guy's
You would go.
search website. Because
mean,
what the shit, bro?
Who else?
What is in there?
Who else would have a museum dedicated to that? I mean, come on. Would you find that here in Tampa?
No
Do-
way. I don't think so.
Bull,
You know-
do you just take pictures of the penises, or do you take a couple of?
I wouldn't
There
take anything.
is
To be
a
honest with you.
souvenir store,
Do
people.
what?
I wouldn't take anything to be honest with you.
No,
No,
no pictures.
no. I think that the eyes are pretty much about it. You know,
Seeing is
No, they
believing.
have they
Yeah.
have all kinds of shit in there. They have a shop.
Now, if you come back and tell me that, just kind of bouncing back to last week,
what do you mean?
I would need some proof.
Okay, so would you want me
You'd
to
have
take
to-
one? I'll take a picture of the outside of the
Dude,
museum.
just get
That'll work.
something.
That would
Yeah.
work.
No,
There
just
you go.
get something from the fucking gift shop. There's all kinds of
No.
shit, dude. There's a condom tent. What is that?
What are you gonna do with it?
You're
It's
gonna,
not.
you're gonna walk
Dude,
around town.
I would be like, hey man, you want to see my condom tent? I don't know, but it's proof though.
I'd almost be tempted to throw it away at the airport. Really.
Well, yeah. You could pack it. They're gonna look at your shit anyway.
Yeah. What are they gonna
How
think?
much? Well, think about how much weird shit they probably see anyway. So maybe they're like,
Oh,
oh,
yeah.
a condom tent, no big deal.
This man stole a dick from the museum.
There's a willy warmer in the.
A willy warmer.
There's a willy warmer in the gift shop. Let me
I've
see how
got
much
one
that
of
shit
those.
a
costs.
willy warmer. What
Willy
the-
warmer. Let's see. Oh, it's like, oh, that's creepy. Go to the gift shop and look at the willy warmer.
Absolutely not. Especially after you said creepy, because I
No,
don't want
that
the
shit's
FBI
creepy.
coming in here.
No, that's creepy.
He's like really sort of like you know.
He's
Yeah, I'm not
delving
buying
deep,
it.
man.
Well, I'm
That's-
just. You brought up the
You're
website.
almost juggling the balls here, buddy.
I am juggling them.
Oh,
You are-
condom wow.
They have glasses. Would you like some dick glasses? No, they're just shot glasses. With
Oh,
the-
there's condoms with jokes on them.
Yeah, bro, I'm telling you, there's all kinds of shit here
That'd
where
be cool.
it wouldn't be weird if you brought one of these things home. A condom
Have your
with a joke
significant
on it.
other, you kind of push
Tell
her
me a
in.
joke,
Yeah,
baby.
Start joking.
You tell me a joke and we drink.
Exactly.
The bottle opener. Let's see here.
The bottle opener.
There's a bottle opener.
That's
Fridge magnet. There. All right, I draw
The fridge
line.
magnet. Yeah,
What
that
are
might be a little
Fridge
freaky.
magnets. Come on.
What's that?
That's a dick.
Mommy, what's that on the fridge?
I thought that was like Uncle Timmy.
Daddy took us to the Dick Museum. We were in Iceland, so
No, you don't play with that with your cars.
That
Yikes.
is not a Lego piece.
Wait. There is sweets and food for sale at the gift shop.
Wow.
What do we got here? Sex pasta? No. Well,
Sex pasta.
you can get that shit around the
Come
corner,
on.
right?
What do you throw it up against her and see if it sticks?
There's mixed chocolates. That's it.
There we go.
Boring. Anyway,
Nah, mixed chocolates are good.
so would you eat it? Wait, so let me ask you this: if it was a dick-shaped chocolate, are you eating it?
Ooh.
No.
No.
What if you just
In stereo.
What if you just broke it up and ate it, and it wasn't a dick shape? after
Nope.
all? Still no.
I'm good, bud.
Yep.
God damn.
good.
God.
I'd eat a.
Would you?
Open-mindedness.
Would you?
It's fucking chocolate. Who cares?
I do.
I think it's mind over matter.
So if it was shaped as yourself, would you eat it?
Probably.
Not as your dick, but maybe your face.
That'd be an ugly chocolate.
Oh, well.
Nah.
I'm just saying, why not? It's just fucking chocolate. Who cares?
Chocolate
I
pie.
would
no.
eat. I would eat my bust. yeah.
I would eat my.
I would
bust.
eat my head.
I'd eat myself.
Tree
I would-
Rocks
I would
comes
eat
in
my
and
man.
says it was on Ripley's
Was that what it was?
Ripley's.
Ripley's,
Makes
believe it
sense.
or
Do
not.
we believe it?
or not.
Well, you can get toys there. You can get all kinds of shit, dude. Porcelain, ceramic, art, tote bags. I don't know about the tote bag. What are you going to take the tote bag in? Let me go to the
Dicks.
grocery
That's what I'm
store.
saying. If you like buy a shirt or something,
Talk
what are you gonna
about a
do with it?
bag of dicks, huh?
Yeah, exactly. Hey, there's Joey bag of dicks.
Hey, look, he's carrying his bag of dicks. What
No.
the shit, bro? There's
I
all
couldn't eat
kinds-
there. I
so
couldn't eat
much
anything
stuff.
there. Not just chocolate. I couldn't.
You couldn't eat the sex
No.
pastas or nothing, even though it's just it doesn't really fucking matter.
Negatory.
It's not like a
I don't know where that shit's been, man.
they made the pasta and then they curated
Hershey
it in
Company
some
made
kind
it.
of juices.
Disgusting.
The Hershey Highway Company made it.
Wow.
There's some chocolate star molds included for your dessert refreshments.
Negatory on that.
So if we made a chocolate,
Wait a second. A mold?
yeah.
Chocolate star mold.
If we made like a chocolate dick or something like that, you wouldn't eat it.
Hell no. God damn
See,
no.
now you're talking about like making the dick. Okay, you're going too far with it.
Hey,
I'm
you're
not
talking
making
about
the dick
making
to
it.
eat it, or
Oh,
I'm
wait,
not
what's
going
the
out
difference?
of my.
What's the difference?
But I'm not going
You
out
just
of
said
my
you would
way.
eat it.
You just said you would eat a chocolate dick
But
because
that-
it's chocolate.
but-
what difference does it make if it's made in front of you or if we bring it to you
Well,
and
because
say, here's your
that's
chocolate
true.
dick.
Now you
Start munching.
Now you just called me out, but I know who made it, and that's kind of fucking gross. Where do you
Yeah,
get
but you watched him do it. You know there's
where did he
been
get
no,
the mold? Where's the mold? Whose
What
mold did
difference
it?
does that make if you see him put it in a mold
Is it
instead
a-
of wrapping
Got
it
it from
around
Amazon.
himself?
What does it matter?
So
God, yeah.
So it's a
Primed it
literal
right in, next day
baking
air.
mold, and you bake
Yeah.
the chocolate out of a dick.
What is
Who
that?
gives a fuck? I'm gonna break the shit up and eat the chocolate.
So that's what you're gonna do. You're gonna break it up and eat it.
Yeah, it's not like I'm gonna fucking stick the dick in my mouth and be like, "Oh, I'm eating chocolate like this." No, I'm gonna break it up and eat it. It's like a chocolate bunny. It's like a fucking Hershey's Kiss.
I got an issue.
If
What's your
there-
issue?
What's the
That
issue?
just wouldn't do it. I can't
You
do it.
couldn't do it. You
Couldn't
bring
eat a
yourself to do
chocolate
it.
dick, man. Couldn't do it.
Couldn't eat a chocolate dick.
Couldn't eat a
Couldn't
Is
eat a
it-
chocolate dick.
Is it just because it's
Couldn't
the
eat a
visual
chocolate,
of it, or
couldn't
It
eat a chocolate,
is.
couldn't
Uh-huh.
eat it,
It's the
couldn't eat it,
pure
couldn't eat a chocolate dick.
visual? All I see is, I
Dude,
can't even
but
say
you're
it.
breaking
All I
the
see is
fucking chocolate up.
but it was still a dick.
But it wasn't a dick. It's not like you had like a dick in your hand.
It's still a dick,
Oh man.
and it's not my dick.
So you'd eat your own dick?
If I made it, yes.
That's a little elitist, I guess.
That's more.
I'm only gonna eat my own dick.
That's more arrogance than anything.
Yeah.
But come on,
Okay, maybe enough dick talk.
you like that?
you don't like that?
I don't know. Maybe.
Icelanders have a museum dedicated to it.
But do we believe it or not? Is this
I do
totally
believe it.
made
I'm
up?
looking at it.
Yeah, but it's copyright 2019. Somebody could have threw this shit together. Make it all be fake.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
that's what they do on live TV.
They're watching us right
But it's
now.
Ripley's.
Hey, look at
So
these
they do
guys.
do that on Ripley's because some of it's real.
You
and
have
some
no
of it's fucking
idea
nuts.
what they do on Ripley's.
It's all cameras and mirrors.
You ever been to the museum in
Absolutely,
in Orlando?
yeah,
a few times.
Love that
Yeah,
place.
that place is awesome.
Love that
Fantastic.
place.
Love the way
That's
they
awesome.
built the museum itself. Where it's
Yeah.
upside down.
No. That's the museum of. That's the other one.
No,
Oh.
Ripley's is like upside down though.
No, Ripley's is not upside
Pull
down.
that shit up.
Wait,
Pull it up.
I
That's
wanna,
how sure I am.
want to
No, no, no.
bet. If you're that sure, I want
$5 right now.
Really?
Pull it up. Please.
Pull up Wonderworks first.
No. Pull up Ripley's.
Yes,
Because
please
that's
do.
what the fucking bet is. And then we'll look at Wonderworks. Wonderworks may also, too, be upside down. But Ripley's
God,
is,
honey,
too.
I hope you're listening to this.
God, honey, I might bring home $5 next week because I don't have $5 on me unless you take a debit card. Or Venmo.
Venmo.
Actually, no. Ripley's is sort of sunk into the ground.
Oh, I lost $5.
And Wonderworks?
Is,
Upside down.
I don't know. Did you look at Wonderworks?
The building turned it inside out. What? Round and round.
Upside down, you're turning me. See, I know that stuff.
That's
But
cool.
whenever
I know that
do,
shit too.
Now, see, when I do that when we're playing video games and I rip
I
out
don't
one
catch 'em
line
all.
of that
I don't
80s stuff and then
fucking-
you
but-
rip off and I don't know it, see, that's the difference.
But I know some of the
Wonderworks
shit
is
you rip
upside
off.
down, tilted on the side.
Give me my money, bitch.
$5.
He just faced you with a dick talk.
What is
Upside down.
Let me ask you a question. What does the buildings in Orlando have to do with dicks? I really need to look at your search history and see what the fuck's really going on.
It was a play on words.
The pantsless
Chill out.
fucking orgy in Zootopia.
What?
Now the fucking dick museum. What's next? What's next week? Oh, I found an anus
Tune in
museum.
to find out.
I could probably find that. Hey, it's internet. You can find anything out there, man.
You
Come
can
on.
find anything.
There's a dark market out there.
So you guys brought up a good story about a bison attack.
Yeah.
Oh my
Lent.
god, dude.
Would you like to collaborate on said?
What in the?
Everybody's
fuck?
seen this 9-year-old girl get gored by the bull. Am I
Oh,
correct? Or the bison?
Hold on.
It's out there. Hold on.
Good morning, guys. This little girl and her family were doing what so many families do during the summer, visiting Yellowstone National Park. They were part of a bigger group that had been standing near that bison for some 20 minutes with no issue, when out of nowhere, the bison came running.
How close did she say?
Terrifying moments for a group visiting Yellowstone National Park. A bison just feet away.
During the summer, visiting Yellowstone National Park. They were part of a bigger group that had been
didn't say.
standing near that bison
This
for
says standing near.
I think it was like
20
50
minutes
people.
with no issue, when out of nowhere, the bison
Out
came
of
running.
nowhere.
How do you
Out
not
of
How do
nowhere.
you not see that thing coming?
As the bison sprawls to the ground, hiding from its
Terrifying
prey.
moments for a group visiting Yellowstone National Park. A bison just feet away, charging its target, a 9-year-old little girl.
Oh,
Dude,
that
did you
And
see
yes.
how fucking high she went in the
yeah.
air?
The two people running away are her parents.
Dude, they
Charges.
said-
Are you serious?
They
Yeah.
said every man,
This guy in the
woman,
red
and child
shirt
for
and the other-
himself.
That's correct.
Dude, so if you play it back, you're looking at him, and he's like, I'm grazing, I'm just chilling, this is fun, this is fine.
Yeah, don't
oh
touch
my
me."
God, I'm going to fucking kill somebody.
Hey, little girl. Hey.
Dude, it's wildlife. The rules at the
Hey.
park say you're supposed to be like
All right,
7.
so hold on.
The
So I'm looking
9-year-old
at
girl.
the replay,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I'm looking at it.
And I'm seeing that there's two guys running away.
It was confirmed by one of the news stations that they were parents, so I don't know. Maybe it's two guys. Who knows? But
Well, I don't know. I
they're
just
the
I
parents
was
of
I
the
was
person
thinking,
of the 9-year-old
Oh, that's a good
child.
throw. Oh, I
who-
got it in slow motion.
A
Dude,
9-year-old little girl.
ah,
The 9-year-old.
I'm sorry.
Dude,
That's
this-
funny as shit.
you know what? But this isn't like a Jellystone Park Ranger Smith. Hey, Yogi, the
This is
ranger
where the,
told us
uh,
not to go over there. Hey, boo boo, fuck the ranger. It's not one of those things. It's 75 yards or 75 feet. You're supposed to be away from this creature.
uh-huh. Now, aren't you on like sort of a path?
You are.
Yes.
And they're allowed to roam free, and you're supposed to stay on the path and not get off the beaten path. These
And they were off
motherfuckers
the
are not
path.
the beat. Yeah, it's crazy.
They
dude.
crossed that line.
And they
In
didn't
Odessa, Florida,
grab
was part of a
their
group of
child.
about 50 people who were visiting the Old Faithful Geyser area Monday afternoon. You can see in this video the group walking on a nearby road. The bison
So they're walking on the nearby road.
The bison minding
No.
his own business.
eating, grazing in the field.
I mean, from the camera, it looks pretty close.
Dude,
the
they came
video.
off the trail. But they're allowed to roam everywhere. They're in the
Right.
fucking streets around there, but stay away from them, dude. They're
only
wildlife.
5 to 10 feet away. All of a sudden, you see it move, running
Boom.
toward the group, tossing the little girl.
See ya.
Now, you think that the guy with the red shirt sort of made him go off?
Abandon him? Oh,
No,
you know
I
what?
think
That's
they
an
all-
interesting point.
I think they all made him go off, dude. They were touching him. Who's the fucker
How
filming?
they-
Who's
they-
the
they
dude
didn't
filming?
touch him.
As I film.
Well, they
no,
didn't
no. There's
show.
news somewhere where somebody attempted and touched the bison. They don't show that though. But there's a motherfucker sitting there going, "I'm going to go ahead and tape this event as it happens live. Please watch as the bison grazes and eats. He
Would you-
notices the humans that are around him. He starts, oh my God, the girl's flying in the fucking air without the parents. Where are the parents?
Now I see a couple different shots of the bison sort of crawling down the road.
That's a different one. And the dude, there's a dude in the road in one video, and I think he got jail time because he was fucking with the bison.
This one right here?
Yeah, that's it.
Taunting a
So the guy is out of his car taunting a bison, right?
It's a bison.
In traffic.
In the traffic.
bison along the road.
Dude, how much does a fucking bison weigh?
I don't know.
You know what I mean?
I get like, what, 2 tons?
Bison? Yeah.
About 2 tons?
What the
pounds, yeah.
fuck is this person thinking?
The bison lost interest.
What the hell is this guy thinking? He's trying to fight off a
People like that do not think.
Dude,
Yeah.
it goes along with everything else we've been talking about.
Durr.
I think that
I'm
people
stupid.
just don't like the fucking rules anymore, and they're like lashing out in stupid fucking ways. Like,
And
oh,
the
I'm
man-
gonna go pet a 2-ton fucking bison,
right.
and then I'm gonna run away and leave my kid.
And escaped. Sadly, that's not always the case. A 59-year-old woman from California was among a crowd that got too close at Yellowstone and was gored by a bison.
It happened so fast, but it seemed like it took forever. It was the most frightening experience
I couldn't imagine being gored by a 2-ton
Why was it the
animal.
most... Wait a minute. Her kid gets gored, and it's the most scariest
seemed
thing?
like it took forever. It was the most frightening experience
Frightening
I have
thing.
been
Frightening,
through in
yeah.
my life to date.
And Yellowstone officials reminding people the wildlife in the park are in fact wild. They encourage people to give the animals some space, at least
All we wanted to
25
do was ride that bison. This is not fair, and I'm suing Yellowstone.
This is America. I can go anywhere I want to.
America.
I wanted somebody to videotape me riding, taking a selfie with a bison. What the fuck?
But see, I don't.
Is that?
Man.
Let me ask you this: is that 25 yards? No,
No.
not even close.
Now, how far do you think
Well, he
you
closed
should,
that gap quick.
you
didn't
should
he?
stand between, something like that, or
The park says Yellowstone Park says 25 yards.
25 yards.
Yeah, you shouldn't. It's wildlife. It's not like a dog. You're not going to somebody's house and saying, "Oh, your cat can."
That's
I pet
too
him?"
close for a bear, because a bear can.
Bear's
he-
further.
he can
Bear's
take off. On
I
you,
read
boy.
something like the bear has to be like 100 yards. or
So what
something
happens
like that.
if you're like right in the middle of where the geyser is, and a bear comes strolling through?
Tuck and run, buddy. I don't know, but he's gonna catch you.
Uh-huh.
He's gonna get somebody.
One of you is going down.
The bison got the slowest one there. Unfortunately, it was a 9-year-old whose parents should have fucking said,
She's okay.
"Grab
by the
that
way.
hand." Yeah, she's okay,
she?
but
She's okay.
how traumatized is she?
Who cares?
She flew through the air with the greatest of ease.
She was
It's
a
bad. It's bad.
female version of Superman.
She didn't pay to go on a ride that day. She was just
No.
trying to walk the trail. You know what I mean? There's a new ride here at Yellowstone Park. It's called "Get Bucked in the Air by a
Ooh,
Bison."
look at the view up here.
It's crazy.
That's insane. I haven't even heard about all this stuff because a lot of the news has been reporting about this whole Robert Mueller thing.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm
You
so
guys looking
tired
at
of
that?
that shit too. Good lord.
Tired of it.
All of it, man.
All they had was one day of testimony.
Yeah, I know, but
and
it's like one thing after another, tit for tat. This guy though in office is very tit for fucking tat. Holy shit.
the only thing that matters is the beginning of the story and the end of the story. All of the opinions in between are just that, just
Like fluff.
opinions.
now is he being charged for anything?
No.
No,
Who?
Robert Mueller.
No, he was
No.
just like was he
Lawyer.
giving his testimony to
Yeah.
some
Okay,
committee?
so he's not
Yeah.
being charged by
No.
any, but they made
No.
him look like a jackass.
Well, they're trying to do that, of course.
Why?
No.
Because it's party versus party, man. We're bipartisan. One party wants to be on top of the other. We can't get along. All that shit. I'm pointing fingers at you. You're pointing fingers at me. That's been since the last campaign. Both parties were doing that shit.
Last campaign.
Probably before
You know
that.
he's the 49th president.
Yeah, I know, but didn't it get like it got almost juvenile during the last one? You know what I mean? At
49
least
of them.
juvenile, bro. Juvenile.
But I mean, did you guys watch any of the video at all?
I watched like maybe 5 minutes, and I was like, I'm done.
That's about
done?
what I watched.
All right.
Because I'm only interested in what the outcome is of this whole situation. You know, I wanna-
Have you read the report?
Not all of it.
No.
No.
But you have it.
No.
Uh-huh.
No. Just like I said, when this all comes out, then I'll read honestly, I'll read somebody's book or I'll read whatever I do get the newspaper.
Uh-huh.
So I will read, okay, this is what brought this on. Now this is what the repercussions are. I'm not really interested in all, like Lynn said, in all the fluff. You know, have this part, okay, so now what? And I almost can guarantee you this is going to lead to absolutely nothing.
Okay. What do you
So
mean?
it was a big waste of money, technically.
Like, what were they trying to find? Like,
They're
from my
trying to get the president on obstruction charges for not coming forward with information he may or may not have had about the Russian interference in the election, in the last election. By the way, the last election shouldn't be used. The Russians, it's not even interference. This has been an ongoing thing
with them
way before this presidency. So
when you say it's not interference, what is it like? What's the word I'm looking for? Influence?
Not influence. Not necessarily, but not one-sided. Not one-sided influence. I mean,
like both parties are guilty? Is that what you're saying?
I wouldn't necessarily say guilty. I would say they may have come to some kind of a deal.
Okay.
But
I don't know.
But
I'm not even following, dude.
Then it does interfere with our electoral
You turn
process.
it off?
Yeah, it's like whatever,
I'm just trying to figure out what they're trying to charge the guy with.
Obstruction for sure. They're trying to find something to get.
Robert Mueller, though, is not the person who's involved with this. He just wrote the report.
Yeah,
right?
he did the investigation.
Because they were acting like, he was sort of
he was the guy.
criminal.
Yeah.
Well, that's what they were trying to make him look like a criminal so
Yeah.
they can discredit him.
This is one of the guys, Mr. Liu.
The president ordered Namagan to then cover that up and create a false paper trail. And now we've heard the president ordered Corey Lewandowski to tell Jeff Sessions to limit your investigation so that you stop investigating the president. I believe you're reading.
All right.
So that would be obstruction there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Exactly. What do you follow from that?
I follow like what Lynn has said. This is a whole big witch hunt.
Smoke and fucking mirrors. They're trying to find something to get Trump out. They're trying to find something to impeach him.
Right.
And he's trying to keep the Democratic Party down by bashing them at every chance they can
Well,
get.
the thing from what I'm taking back from this is that because I haven't really got the full picture of what's going on. I thought the guy was being on trial.
No. Just a testimony.
And what they're doing is they're putting his name and his image all over the news media, right?
Yes.
Putting it through the mud,
yes.
Right? Because he came in with a report that these guys are not happy with.
Right.
Okay? Either party.
Correct.
Because I usually don't get into the political stuff.
Yeah, I try to stay out of that shit.
I don't care about it. I don't really understand it. I don't really want to hear about it. You know what I mean? But this thing being in the news, it's kind of newsworthy,
Sure.
I guess it's part of our history, nowadays.
Well, yes.
But my thing is that because either party didn't like the book, plus or minus, right?
Correct.
Now they have to drag his name through the mud, and like I said before, because they want to prove a point.
Basically.
Is that what I'm getting at?
Yes.
They want to make sure that whatever he wrote in that report is discredited any way possible so nobody gets in trouble.
Because there's another guy that did the same thing. He had like a red tie on, talked really fast on there. He was like the first or second one that spoke after.
Okay.
It's all like a committee. It's like a Congress committee or something like that. Yeah.
From different states or whatever, right? Well, anyways, he was doing that to him. He was like, so you're saying that your report is wrong. Your report is wrong. Is that what you're saying? The guy's like, well, I don't know. You have to read the report. I don't know when it came out, so.
It's recent. It's not that long ago.
So he probably won't remember everything in a 400-something page report, right?
No, but they can hand it to him to refresh his memory.
Well, yeah, they didn't have anybody there to hand it to him either.
Yeah, so what is that? A setup?
And
nobody in this room of how many fucking people are there? Nobody has the report.
Packed.
Kiss my ass. Set up.
You sat in a deposition.
You have a fucking computer in front of you. Isn't the report available?
This guy right here.
I'm just saying.
6.5 years ago, I came here to work on behalf of the people of the 9th District in this country.
What?
And we accomplished a lot in those first 6 years on a bipartisan.
I know there's a person's head right. It was Mr. something. Cole something.
However, this year, because the majority's dislike
this guy
right South
of
for
this
sure.
president and the endless hearing into a closed investigation have caused us to accomplish nothing except talk about the problems of our country while our border is on fire, in crisis, and everything else.
Oh, so he's on. Guess whose side he's on? The border.
This hearing is long
the border
overdue.
wall.
We've had truth for months. No American conspired to throw our election. What we need today is to let that truth bring
you're
us
speaking for
confidence,
all Americans.
And I hope,
nice.
Mr. Chairman,
They all did that.
Yeah, but you can't because you're a representative of what state you come from. You're not a representative of all these states. So how the fuck could you speak for everybody, all Americans? Sorry, don't speak for me.
This guy was just sort of on fire, and a lot of those guys were emotional about it too.
Yeah, they get emotional. In the other reports, all the other shit that was going on, the woman who testified against the guy who was going to be the Supreme, what was he, the judge in the Supreme Court? When that happened, it happened like September of last year. It's the same shit. You try to discredit whoever is up there.
So even though, let's just say his stuff is factual or not factual, right? They're all trying to discredit what he wrote, right?
Yes.
Like-
Oh well, at
What?
least
They're-
whoever's on the other side of it is
Okay.
trying to, whoever's going to harm it is going
Right.
to try to downplay it.
'Cause a
Whoever's
lot of-
not is going to be like, yeah, we love it.
Because there's a lot of people that were doing this whole deal, like what this guy is doing, and sort of with him, with not him, or they say, hey, look, we're with you, but I'm going to bash you and then come back with you. You know what I mean?
That's weird, though. What the fuck are you going to bash me for then? Just be with
I
me.
know that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
you
I'm
know
like,
what I
why
mean?
would you even do that?
Strange.
But everybody it was like a big roast, basically,
Almost.
And Robert Mueller was sort of like either he wasn't really prepared for this or, nobody was there that wanted to help him.
Why didn't he have his own fucking report, too?
Well,
You
he
know what I
did. He had a little folder down here.
Okay, so what's the deal?
But then he couldn't look for it fast enough because these guys are
Why are
sitting
they
there.
like, answer the question,
Yeah,
because
exactly.
they're just there to try to disprove them. They don't want the answers.
Right.
They don't give a shit about the answers.
Because they would sit there and cite a page in his book, right? And they go, well, section 453 or whatever, right? And then he would try to look it up, and they go to the next question. You know what I mean?
I'd be like, I'm sorry, I can't answer all these questions at once. If you want to slow down and ask me a question one at a time, I'd really answer all of your questions. If not, I plead the fifth. Fuck off.
Yeah, I mean, what else can you do?
Yeah, you're being bombarded.
You know,
I mean,
these-
that's easier said than done.
Right.
That's us sitting here armchairing this shit. This guy's probably shitting his pants.
That's why I'm only interested in the end result.
So when is this supposed to end? Like this whole...
It'll never end.
There's supposed to be a
It will
report come
never
out after
end.
this.
Another report?
Yeah, there'll be a report come out saying this is what that committee. This is what we found.
Right.
And then they'll take it from there, and by then we'll be into the next election, and it won't really matter because all of this is supposed to be is just a bump to impeach him, and this is going to take as long as it takes to get to the next election. So it's just costing money.
That's
and time.
insane. They can't just sit there. You know what? Out of the findings that we find, this person was doing it or not doing it.
Right.
Why can't they just work together?
Because they're one person wants more money than the other. You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, but
And
then you
that's
don't
what it
have
is.
America's best interest.
Like
at
a lot
heart.
of these political commercials I've seen, coming in like through January, right?
Yeah.
Was like people who are like, this person, like let's say this person was not in their seat for X amount of days. You know?
like all the traveling and shit. Yeah,
and it's
yeah,
do you really want that person for,
Yeah, they try to bash you down. And you talking about like the ads and shit.
Yeah.
It's all about cutthroat shit, man. It's crazy.
Like, who cares, man?
People like who they like, and they're gonna vote for who they vote for.
But see, I don't even vote for presidents. You know what I mean?
Gotta vote, bro.
I don't find them really anything good.
Sometimes by not voting, you vote for the worst fucking party.
Really?
Yeah, you gotta vote. You got that voice, man. That's all we have.
You have the voice to the electoral college.
Yeah, I know, but
and then they take over from there.
That's right.
It's true, but
so it's not really a voice.
You know what? Vote for me, man. Not for me per se. Don't write me.
I've written my name in twice.
Have you?
Yeah.
How many votes did you get?
2.
I think I voted for you.
I would.
I think I wrote you in.
You mean just write Bull in there?
I would. I'll write it to the next one.
See who votes.
We'll write Bull, Lynch,
right.
Christian, Christopher, Little Pooh, whatever.
It's too bad this thing has come up. You actually kind of talked me into it, Bull.
What are we doing?
I was looking, trying to find the actual report itself.
Oh, so you had the report right in front of you.
Well, it's a PDF, which means it's taken quite a little time to download.
Well, it's 400-something pages.
But how much is going to be like?
Now,
we can't show you this because
why
of
is your
this,
stuff
or we can't show you this
blacked
because of
out?
that. Because
It's
they
redacted.
can't. Yeah, they can't show you all of it.
That might be now. These are chapters, though, so it may be just that these chapters themselves are redacted, but everything else is open. So
Chapter 1.
Okay, let me just read this real quick. This report is submitted to the Attorney General pursuant to case law, which states that the conclusion of the special counsel's work shall provide the Attorney General a confident report explaining the prosecution or the declination decisions reached by the special counsel. So in other words, the Russian government, all right, so it goes on to say that the Russian government interfered in 2016 election. They have evidence that began to surface in 2016, and then in July of that same year, WikiLeaks came out with a first release of stolen documents.
How does that not surprise me?
And
so
then,
who wrote that in their basement?
and then from there, it goes on to, drag in a couple of names. George Papadopoulos, Hillary Clinton's mentioned. But
shocking.
Again, you see, if they're taking any information off of WikiLeaks, you're in sad state. You're in a sad state of affairs.
It sounds like some kind of plumbing company. WikiLeaks will fix any kind of leak.
Right. So they're trying to say that there was some collusion within the office of the incoming president.
Right.
Which would be kind of hard to do since the outgoing president hadn't necessarily gone out yet. So who actually made the deal that I was speaking of earlier that may or may not transpire into these things is also up for debate.
I think what they're zeroing in on, though, is the actual election itself and how
the
Russia,
upcoming election.
But it's
how
not
the election that
or the
happened,
former election,
or how Russia influenced Trump winning over.
Now
Hillary
that doesn't surprise me because there's been a story, and I can't remember the guy's name, a really famous radio guy that has like a lot of different conspiracy theories. You know what I'm talking about?
Rush Limbaugh, maybe?
No, he just got off the air a couple weeks ago. They
Imus?
took him off. Not Imus.
No, he's been off a while.
No. Anyways, you ever heard of the cremation of care?
I have not.
No.
Okay. It is a sort of Area 51-ish type land, right, that you can't get into without having an appointment or whatever the case may be.
So you have to go through clearance kind
Clearance
of
is that type of stuff, but dignitaries, presidents, the Bushes have a place over there.
They have like a membership?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
It's like $25,000 just to get on the list.
Wow.
Put me on the list. 6-year waiting list. A bunch of movie stars.
So you got to put yourself on a list for 25 G's. That doesn't even get you in with fees. Holy shit.
In your burned effigy, the bound body, that's exactly what the Druids actually did. They would roast.
Now this is a video from the cremation of care ceremony, right?
The pain of how they
Alex Jones.
From this
Remember him?
type of mystical energy
I think
force
so,
or
yeah.
power, and also
He actually
be able to tell the future.
snuck into this place.
All of Bohemia, we beseech thee.
And it's a whole big sort of ceremony that they do. And what they do, from what they've been told, is that they sort of talk about presidential elections, what's to come, who's going to be elected and stuff like that. Like high secret stuff that, you know, that you can only do there. Yeah. You know what I mean? And it's sort of.
So many secrets.
How many secrets do you think we have?
Who knows, bro? We have so many conspiracy theories on secrets, and then there's probably secrets that we don't even know are secret.
I mean, you guys never knew about this, right?
No.
It's very likely
we didn't know
many
about the
of
cock museum earlier. So
the crowd
Exactly.
had really no idea what they were actually watching because it was thinly veiled. Here we have some more enhanced video as the boatman, again with his face painted.
This is
up
all
like
big ceremony they do like on a Friday night or something like that. They all come to this camp. It's in Northern California, and it's called the Grove.
Wow. And all they do is go there and like talk like.
It's all a bunch of dudes. There's no females.
No females allowed.
Just
wow,
a dude.
Okay.
Good for them.
And they just sort of talk and they
keep the hens out.
So patriotic.
Just do their thing and people, the town that lives around that area, they know about it, right?
There's a town around.
It's called Bohemian Grove.
Bohemian Rhapsody.
Nice.
But they know about it because it brings money and stuff like that to the town, but they don't know what's actually going on with it.
So how many times a year do they meet? Is it like an every Friday deal?
It's like once a year type of thing.
Oh, okay. So they
once
don't
a
make,
year.
So
Yeah.
how do they benefit from just once a year the town? Because it's only one time a year where you get the income, and then that's it.
$20,000 to get in.
Because that's
I guess you're right, dude.
That's what we do as a government.
Per nut.
We create these things to have these little meetings and stuff like that, and dictate the world and the
So
country.
it's just to feel special.
Pretty much.
Gotcha.
I mean, I don't know how you. I mean, a lot of singers have, their hand in it too.
So are they singing out there?
I have no idea.
Do they make them
They
sing
probably
their keep?
they do whatever they want. Probably.
Do they make them like dance and shit? You're a dancer, dance. You're an actor. Show me a scene. Sing me a song.
What'd it be like on what's that movie with? It's the military movie they tried to remake with Jack Black.
You talking about Tropical Thunder?
Tropical Thunder.
Jack Black was phenomenal
Yes.
in that movie.
You ever seen him?
Robert Downey
God.
was phenomenal in
That dude, that whole cast was.
He got a lot of
Just the
flack for
dude.
that too.
Well,
Yeah, he did.
That's just
Ooh-wee.
it's gonna happen.
A lot of
gonna
flack.
happen.
He's just the dude playing
Play
the
the dude.
dude playing another dude.
Yeah.
That's one of the greatest lines in a
Never
movie
go full
ever.
retard.
You
I don't think
Hey,
there was anything wrong
gotta
with
watch
what he
that
did.
word, Bull. You gotta watch that word.
That's true. But I was
What'd you
quoting
say,
a
Bull?
movie.
You don't want to hear it.
I do want
You
to
didn't hear it?
What'd you say?
No, too late.
Said the R word.
The R word. We have to be politically correct.
Can't say retard.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
But I was quoting a movie, so it's all right.
Yeah,
It's
it is.
true. It was a quote unquote.
It's also a medical diagnosis.
It
so-
is true. I do have a relative who is diagnosed mentally retarded. So, but it is true. But I think people use it out of context. I think that's what upsets people.
So
They use
I
it derogatory like anything else. You know.
So I had talked about this earlier in the week, but there was a guy who got punched.
There's no way in the world to use that word derogatory.
What do you mean?
Sure, there is.
Yeah, there is.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the problem with it right now. That's why it's like shunned upon.
It's a
Instead of
very-
using it as a
it's-
medical
it's-
diagnosis, people have
It's
thrown
a
it in.
medical diagnosis.
Yeah, but not everybody's medically diagnosed that way, and it's pretty fucked up to diagnose. I mean, to live like that, it's not a fun life. From somebody who's seen it, like
So to use it as an adjective is wrong? Stop being retarded?
Yeah.
yeah,
it's-
because the
What?
retarded person
It's
can't
the-
help the fact
it's
that they're
the-
retarded, dude.
I'm not talking
Right.
to a retarded person. I'm talking to a moron driving on the road.
Yeah,
But
but
it's
see, you're saying
still-
that the retarded person's automatically a moron. What if they're a
My
genius?
shit.
What if they're a genius?
Oh, my fucking shit. Oh, all right.
It's just the way we live in, man. I mean, it's like you can't.
We can
The
lick
hell
ice cream.
I can't.
Yeah, it is.
Well, you can do it, but I mean, it's shunned upon. So you'd be in the
Yeah.
category of using it as derogatory.
I'd be shunned.
shunned. You
By-
would actually. Well, I mean, we're
The
not
mob
shunning
would
you
get you.
here. We're just telling
mob.
you the politically correctness. The mob.
It's like, what is
They're
it?
outside right now, Christian. They got the fire crosses and the pickets. They're
Look at
coming
the-
for you.
Look
I mean,
at the fear in my eyes.
It's like
know,
the
yeah.
little people. You can't call them midgets anymore.
Right. There's
yes, you
people.
can.
No, you can.
Yes, you can.
It
You
is.
can say, "Hey, there goes a midget."
Nope. It's
And people are like, he said the word.
I
that he
know
shouldn't
God
say.
has come down and smited me.
and they pull out their phone and start recording you.
That's fine.
It's about
This man made a
society.
horrible remark. He called my son a midget.
I'm the guy that invented the word.
Give me back my son.
I'm the guy that invented the word
No, no.
But you're the guy using it in the context in which it shouldn't be
for a
used.
dwarf.
But that's not politically correct.
Wait, hold on. We have to get him a cry towel. He's going to cry laughing.
Politically correct. Look,
you have to be politically correct. Yeah, I can even talk. Politically correct with all this. That's how it works.
That's how we are, man. That's how it is.
I'll do it on here.
No,
are
I
we
don't.
talking about in general life, or are we talking
General
about on
life
this
society.
show?
General life. That's
General
the way
life
it is.
society, people shun upon those words.
They
That's
do.
the way. That's what society is right now.
Why?
Because they believe.
That's
them
what I
be
need to know. I need to
derogatory.
know why.
They believe them to be derogatory.
'Cause it's a bad and
It's a. You can't say it's objective because people feel differently. Obviously,
So
you
I
do,
should-
I do, but
I should bend to these people's will.
well,
it's not
if
bending
you
into their
don't
wheel.
bend-
It's, you do
but-
what you want.
Right. If you don't
Thank
bend to their
you.
will, wheel. What the hell is that? If you don't bend to their will, people be like, "Oh,
Bend to
you're-
my wheel."
You're one of those guys. You're on the other side. You're the one who uses the word derogatorily."
But I could.
That's a
But there
word.
could be topics that I agree with them on.
No, but they don't necessarily disagree with you on everything. But
So-
on this subject, they don't agree with you.
It's one of those things that you can't go out in public and say retard, retard, retard.
I am almost certain that you could find somebody who agrees with you
That's
110%. And there we go, folks. There's no talking.
There is. Look, I'm all
just
about this
listening.
debate. I'm all about this
No, I
debate.
know.
I
Well,
really am. And
society
I
deems it the
actually
way
don't
it
know how
is.
we wandered off on this, but
I don't know either.
but still, these are words that have been in every dictionary known to modern man, pre-man. You know, you want to go back as far back.
So you're
just
saying the
don't
caveman would be saying, "Hey, retard"?
Maybe.
Retard. I mean,
Can we
they
not
ain't
call
speaking?
them retards? I mean,
No, they're just grunting. That's how they spoke.
Okay.
It's just,
all right.
it's
And they
just about-
probably said in their language that retard is a derogatory word.
No, the problem is that the people who are in our population now, right? that are so butthurt about different words. You know what I mean? They make the biggest stink out of it.
Why are they upset about
just not
words,
words.
though?
Because they think it's offensive to them.
It's everything. It's not just words. I think that we have thin skin in society now.
It is. It's the pussification of America.
Well, that's a broad term, but
no, it's not. I mean, come on.
I've never heard a broad say it.
But I mean, come on. Wouldn't you agree?
That's a derogatory term, by the way.
What's that?
Broad.
And you just said it.
That's right.
Whose vocabulary was it in? I'm sorry.
And no one said anything.
Who? Well, you did.
So what's
you just
the
called yourself out.
What's the difference between broad? I'll throw this in there. What's the difference between broad, honky, and retard?
They're all derogatory words.
They are.
All of them.
And our society, that's
Would you
the
be
mob.
offended if I called you a honky?
I probably wouldn't be offended, but not everybody's me. I have thick skin.
I wouldn't care.
I
Call
have
me
thick
whatever
skin,
you want
but
to.
Exactly.
As a
That's what I'm
society,
saying.
I
But
think
that's
but
what
we
I'm
come
saying.
from a different generation too. We're not younger.
But nowadays in this,
But there
in
are some
this-
older people who agree with the fact
Right.
that the word's derogatory.
in this
Older
social
people.
media driven age, right?
There's nobody older.
They do that. They put a person up there because they
See,
said a
whatever the
bad
hell
word,
I want. I stormed Normandy.
There can only be one.
and that's what happens.
Well,
When bodies start clapping from doing the wild thing.
I don't. All right. I just don't
All
think
right,
there
so
should
let
be a
me-
debate on
okay.
words.
Let me just put it this way,
All
right?
right, go ahead.
Speaking of words, I mean, it kind of goes aside, but the title is "Angry Mob Thinks Childless Millennials Should Be Banned from Disney World."
Oh my God! How
You know what
old-
I'm gonna say, don't you?
How old is the mom that's bitching? First off, I heard about this shit too.
Did you hear about that?
How much control?
I don't. It doesn't say how old she
do
was.
people think they have?
I don't know. I don't see where she
You
got
don't
this.
have a kid, so you shouldn't be enjoying yourself at a theme park that you just paid
Well-
$100 to get into.
Per
Shut
person.
up, lady.
The-
Shut up.
The mom had an issue because I guess the kid in front of her bought a pretzel, a Disney Mickey pretzel,
Okay.
right? And she was waiting for quote unquote 3 hours in
the
the line
pretzel?
for the pretzel.
I don't think it was the pretzel. I
What?
think she was bitching that she was in 3-hour lines, and then the line for the pretzels
Well,
were long.
I was getting to that.
Yeah, and then the fucking so it was a couple that bought a pretzel in front of her, and she's like, I can't wait in this line. I'm gonna bail, but those couples shouldn't be here. Fuck that.
So according to the Facebook post, the mom was upset that a childless adult had a Mickey-shaped pretzel when her son did not. The line was allegedly very long. People without children need to be banned, according to her. Mothers with children should be allowed to skip all the lines. Well, she said line without an S.
So, quick question.
Yes.
If all of the people without children are banned,
Yes.
why the fuck do the moms need to skip lines? Because wouldn't they only have children with moms in the park? With dads and moms and families?
True.
So what's the point?
I
What is this
I
person
don't I don't understand what this whole person needs to be talking about because she's just talking gibberish.
How old is she?
Doesn't say.
I don't understand
Oh,
why it's
really?
any of her business.
I bet you she's young.
She probably is. But my thing is that Disney, Universal, Busch Gardens, they're all a paying entity. You pay to go into these parks.
Yes, you do.
So it doesn't matter how old you are.
Right.
I wouldn't care if you're sitting there and you pay to go get a Mickey ear and your kid is upset. Deal with it as a parent.
Hell yeah.
You know?
Wait in the fucking line for your kid.
Right. If you want your kid to have the ice cream that costs $10 to get, which probably costs about 30 cents to make.
That's
you know?
ridiculous.
No, it's true. That's expensive.
But
So
control
maybe
your
that's
kid.
maybe that's the hidden meaning too. I don't want to spend the $10, so I'm going to find something to bitch about.
Right.
They're all Mickey-shaped pretzels,
instead
bitch.
of telling your
Go
kids,
anywhere in the park.
Instead of telling your kids, hey, you know what? I'm sorry. It's okay. We'll do it. Whatever. Fucking no. They start throwing a fit. Hey, look. You know what? Get over it.
My 3-year-old can't have a pretzel. You should be banned.
Probably doesn't need one anyway. If you're
Child.
waiting 3 hours for a pretzel.
No, I don't think it was the pretzel. I think she was waiting 3 hours for rides, and then the pretzel line was long.
Oh,
So she's,
okay.
I'm hot and tired. We shouldn't have to wait. We should be given everything.
I need my pretzel now.
My Patrick, give it to me. I want to dip it in my hot sauce. My cheese.
Exactly.
Now. All these other mothers shouldn't even bring their kids.
Give me now. Give me
No,
now.
it's not the mothers that shouldn't bring the
I
kids.
know.
It's the
But what I'm
people who
saying
don't have
is-
kids. They shouldn't come to the park.
It's the parents need to look at themselves with their kids and go, you know what? Is my child going to get upset over it? And if it is, then you know what? They'll deal with it.
Or wait in the fucking line.
Because I remember when I went to Disney with my parents, if I couldn't get nothing, I dealt with it.
Yeah, or you cried and got your ass beat.
Right, exactly. You know, but nowadays we want to pamper, you know, all this stuff. And
When's the last time anybody was actually? I'm speaking for you guys.
Okay.
Okay.
When was the last time you went to Disney World?
It's been a few years, but I had a pass for
Wanna say a couple
like recently
years?
when
Yeah.
you know.
I have friends who have a pass. They go 2-3 times.
I would-
actually have two sets of friends. One, they go. I swear they go at least once or twice a month.
They're getting their money's worth
They're
for
getting
sure.
their money's
for
worth
sure,
for
yeah,
sure.
Yeah.
And then I have another set of friends who have a pass.
Right.
And they go maybe once or twice a year.
Okay.
So, you know, I question that. I go, is that really how
I gotta-
an effective way to spend that kind of money
Now-
if you only go once or twice a year?
If you only go once or twice, yes.
And is it even worth going once now?
Here's
Because
the thing.
You got to spend $1,000 to get
Yeah.
into
I don't
Disney
care about
World.
that. I don't
So
know. I just wanted.
I've had passes, you know,
How adult-friendly
back
is
in the years for, you know, a number of years, right?
Okay.
And to go there, you don't really, and I've stayed at a couple hotels over there, you know what I mean? Which are great. The hotels are fantastic, right? But with the passes, the yearly passes you pay for, right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't get a very good discount.
No.
It's like maybe 5%.
Right. So
and it
it's like
doesn't
a
work
penny.
on every single place that you
On
go
the front
to.
door or all the way through?
Like
anything.
souvenirs,
Okay.
food, all kinds of shit.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
What's the savings on the gate? Same?
No. You're still paying for it monthly. You know. It's
Yeah, there's all kinds of shit you can do now with tickets.
All right, go ahead.
So then now you've got to pay for your eating expenses, you know,
Right.
which could be enormous depending on, you know, what you eat and what
Size of your family.
size of your family
Sure.
or whatever. Drinks throughout the day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
On top of that, you know they're going to want some sort of merchandise.
That's $8-9 just for a drink.
Yeah.
That's
but
$8 for the ice cube. That doesn't include
so
the
those
drink.
so those refillable cups, they're like $20 though if you want to
Something
get
like that, yeah.
for a certain amount of time. It's
Now
just the
Universal,
free?
no, Universal.
Yes, as
Oh my
long as you
God.
paid for a certain time, like there's sensors.
Well,
and
see,
shit.
Universal is like you pay for the souvenir cup was like $14 to have it reactivated. All day, every 10 minutes, you can get a drink every 10 minutes.
Every 10 minutes, yeah.
All day long.
They realize this is Florida, right?
Yeah. So
But
It
that's-
gets
you only
hotter
need a
than
drink every 10
sweaty
minutes.
balls.
It's true.
Why?
I'd rather do that than go to Disney, to be honest with you. And Universal gives you better deals.
See, that's what I think. I want to do that
I
as a
think
vacation.
Universal is more adult friendly too.
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some rides.
But
I don't
Disney's
care
pretty fucking cool. Like they're
Still
doing the
long.
Star Wars land. I want to go see
See,
that.
I don't know about that.
I'd want to just experience it. Why not?
I probably want to walk around, but I mean, you know, I don't want to spend the money like the $150 to get in.
That's
Ah.
ridiculous. Yeah.
You
I
know.
mean, I don't want to spend that either.
Because there's
You
a
guys-
video on that saying how the land. This guy was talking to one of the park people that work there,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And they said all it was is just nothing but shops.
That's it. There's no rides.
There's ride. There's Millennium Falcon, but that's about it.
But that's one of those rides where you got to go through the like.
It's
the
a
screen.
simulator.
Oh, I can't do that shit, so that's out.
It's
Why?
a simulator.
I get. Oh my god.
Oh my God,
it'd be
Jimmy,
like-
I can't do
It'd
it.
be like death. I'd need 13 Dr. Peppers.
But that's what they said was that really all it is just nothing but shops.
See, that's a waste of
And that's
$150.
because it's $200 to do the lightsaber, right?
Jesus.
Per person.
So you got to
Okay.
pay to get in.
$200 to do what?
The lightsaber.
You make your own.
You make your own lightsaber.
You make a lightsaber.
Yeah.
Yeah.
$200
Out of
right?
a mold of your own.
Then you have to pay $100 if you want to get one of those droids.
$200. Mark
Right.
Hamill
Like what?
better
Like
come out and
like the
describe it.
R2 or what are you talking?
I like the R2 that I have.
What are we talking? Like a droid that works?
We're talking about the one that you can just like remote control, like
Oh,
you buy
okay.
like
Like a remote control car.
Walmart
Okay,
or something like
gotcha.
that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then they have these, you know, like there's 2 drinks that have milk in them. You know,
Ew. Like
yeah.
the green one that
The
Luke
green
drank.
and the blue
Oh,
one,
no
yeah.
thanks. That would freak me out.
I'm
I'd
in.
probably try it.
I don't know why you would try that in the Florida heat, anyways. To be honest,
Milk
with you.
was a bad choice.
In the Florida heat, yeah.
And then I guess at the cantina they've got some sort of drink that makes your mouth numb.
What?
Yeah,
Why the fuck do you want to feel like you've
I
been
don't
to the
know.
dentist?
but that's what I'm saying. It's all a bunch of shops, and there's nothing. The land doesn't even represent anything about Star Wars to me.
Except for the Millennium
Yeah,
Falcon.
except for the Millennium Falcon.
But I can't ride the ride.
They said in California that those people waited 10, 13 hours in line.
Oh yeah, they'll
and
wait
then
a long
2
time
weeks
for that.
later, desolate.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
because they all said, this ain't fucking worth it.
no,
But I feel bad for those people that waited in that long. All they had to do was wait a few days. Wait a few days. There's nothing collectible about it. There's no reason in the world to stand 10 hours in a line
for shops and the Millennium Falcon.
Could the first day ticket
Well,
be a collectible? At
you
any
realize
point?
you're
Get anything
familiar.
for it, it would be no value.
Well, you're
25 years or not.
You're familiar with Harry
it's
Potter,
gonna be
right?
so watered down.
Yes.
Okay, so you know when the land opened at Universal,
Oh,
there was
yeah.
an 8-hour wait
Oh,
for
yeah.
that.
No, but that shit's still crazy.
And no, but on top of that, there was a 4-hour line where the Jurassic, where the Jurassic Park Discovery Center is?
Yeah.
That little plaza that's got right there,
Yeah.
right? There was a 4-hour wait there just to get into the Harry Potter land.
Really?
Yeah. That shit's
and
crazy,
then on
dude.
top of that, it was another 3 hours to go wait to ride in line for the ride.
Oh man, I rode that shit, and I was like,
You don't
one
like
of the
that one?
Death Eaters when I came off. I was
really?
so sick. Yeah.
Ah.
Oh god, I can't do those rides, man.
Would you wouldn't do the new one they have there? What's it called? The Hagrid's magical
Anything
flight?
I gotta sit down and watch shit like through a screen, I can't.
Well, it's
do
not.
it.
It's a roller coaster.
I could probably. Well, that's a little tough too, but I could probably do
Really?
a roller coaster. Yeah.
So simulation rides wouldn't do for you.
Simulation rides, no.
Love the simulation ride.
No,
I
no,
enjoyed
no.
the Spider-Man. Last time I was there, I rode the Spider-Man ride.
That one's okay. I can get through that.
Hour and a half. That was worth it.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Hulk roller coaster,
Badass.
2 hours, 35-second ride.
But bro,
wasn't
dude,
worth it.
Did you expect the opening at all to take off the way?
The
you
new
did?
one or the old one?
No.
The old one when you.
Yeah. Well, it's the same thing, but new design.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
What about the drop, the Doctor Doom shit? Can you do that one?
I did that once.
I
and
did
was
that.
Like,
I don't. Yeah.
Is it the height or
It's the motion for me.
is it the?
Yeah.
I was
I
having a-
got Tower of Terror. I did the same thing.
Yeah, that one's
Still
neat.
get
Though.
anything
I get
out
like
of it.
sort of blacked out when I come up to the.
Oh,
Yeah.
my sister blacks out too like that. Like
But,
she'll be on a ride, and next thing you know, you look over and it's just.
But you know they
slunched
got
over.
rid of the Lights Motor Action Show for the
No fucking
Star
way,
Wars
dude.
land.
Aw.
Yeah.
Dude, that was like a badass show.
Exactly. 10 years it ran.
They got rid of the best show there.
Yeah.
What was it?
It's
The,
like a stunt car show.
Lights Motor Action Show.
Oh, that's what I thought you were talking
Yeah,
about.
at MGM. Now I didn't have to say
that's
it.
not good. That
I
was
walked,
fun to watch.
I
Yeah.
walked through the Avatar section at MGM.
Yeah.
Right. I was not impressed at all.
I wasn't impressed with Avatar. But
I could like walk from the one
It
in
was
the
an
building
okay
to the other
movie.
one, right, and see everything.
wow.
I think it was ahead of its time with the whole CGI shit. That's why it
Yeah.
made so much money.
But they're, the new movie's coming out here in a couple months or a couple years or something like that.
Yeah.
3 more of them.
And people
Yeah.
will probably have no idea what's going on with them because
They've
this,
all gotten older.
Well, they're gonna. I'm sure they'll push it. They'll push the original. You'll have to go out buy that or
Right.
fandom, whatever you do.
Yeah.
Download it and you'll watch that. I don't know what do you really call that?
The Blue
Sci-fi?
Monkey movie?
Yeah, that's a good one. I'm gonna go with that.
They were
The
tall.
they were tall, like 10 feet tall.
They spoke like a funky ass language too.
Blue sea
Dick
monkey.
Yeah,
nuts.
he made up too. James Cameron.
What?
He made up that language.
Wow. So he's like the dude who made up the Klingon language, but only for the,
Yeah.
the big blue
For
dudes.
the blue monkeys.
Klingons are cool.
Klingons are cool. I like Klingons.
Here we go. Star Trek talk.
I like it all.
Did
Star
you like
Wars,
the
Star Trek?
movies?
Which ones? The Star Trek movies?
The new ones.
Yeah, I don't mind. They found a pretty good a group of people to kind of like bring nostalgia to it.
Uh-huh.
It's kind of corny when you bring like in the first one when they brought the old Spock and he meets the young Spock. How the fuck does that happen?
Time travel.
Time travel.
But he didn't time travel. It didn't seem like he did.
He
that in
did.
the
He went through
movie.
the black hole.
Spock did.
Spock did.
He went through the black hole.
Yeah. You don't remember that, do you?
No, it was too long ago. Shit.
It's only a couple years ago.
Now I sound stupid.
Who
Shut
was-
up,
who
Christian.
Was Captain Kirk's father in that movie?
God, what's the actor? Oh, I know him. I can picture the face.
I don't know. I don't know who he is.
You're talking like when he's young in the first one, right?
Well, when he's
The
being
new-
born,
the new movie?
yeah. In the new Star Treks in the movies, the Chris Pines.
What? They didn't.
Who was
use-
Chris Pines' father?
Did they use Shatner?
No.
No.
No. But who'd they use?
Thor, Chris Hemsworth.
Really?
Yeah.
His brother or,
Damn,
or him?
This is the first one?
In fact, he talks about that because right after that, he went into a huge rut until Thor came out.
Was
Or
it
came up?
his brother or was it actually him?
It was him.
Oh,
Okay.
shit. I got to rewatch that.
Yep.
That's interesting. Didn't know that.
Thank you.
Thor played his father.
Yeah.
And that was your moment with Christian.
So what is your favorite rides at a theme park? But like Universal or Disney?
Woo! My goodness. My favorite ride at a theme park, I would have to say Space Mountain.
You like Space
Dude,
Mountain?
Space Mountain's it.
Space
That's
Mountain
a good one.
was the
That doesn't make
balls.
you sick?
I can get through Space Mountain. The roller coasters, I'm all right. Like the lights and shit, I'm okay
Yeah.
with. It's the.
That's
I think
more
it's
the
the
neck and
moving.
jarring
Right.
on
I think
Space
it's
Mountain.
I got like some shit with my astigmatism or something. I think it just.
Could you do Halloween Horror Nights?
Like the haunted houses? And
Yeah.
shit? Yeah, I could walk through haunted houses.
Yeah.
I just can't
Love
deal with the
haunted houses.
fucking 3D and shit like that and the moving screens.
They're gonna do Killer Clowns from Outer Space
That's
for this year.
badass.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Ghostbusters.
Terrible. It's terrible, terrible,
What do
terrible.
you mean terrible?
Killer Clowns.
You don't like Killer
Dude,
Clowns?
they killed you with a smile.
That was as bad as, let's see, what else is Killer Tomatoes from Outer Space.
Oh,
Attack
that's
of the
classic.
Killer Tomatoes.
And now there's Killer Donuts from Outer Space.
That's classic.
What?
Did you see that one?
No, I haven't seen it, but I
Where's-
heard of it.
How old is that?
That's not very old. It's only
Now,
16,
do they look like Dunkin'
16?
Donuts or Krispy Kremes or all
They
kinds
look
of
all,
shit?
like all kinds, and
Munchkins.
what they do is
We represent the
they
lollipop.
bounce. They bounce around the street or in groups, and
Jesus.
whenever you get a close up of them, it's.
Dude, I think some of those movies, like the Arachnophobia movie, freaked people out. I know somebody who's freaked out by spiders because of that movie. The one where the spiders came out of the shower in the 80s? Remember that? Arachnophobia.
You guys just want me to use a bad word right now.
Bad word. What is it?
When we get back, we're going to wrap up the show.
Ah,
Yeah.
really already?
All right, what do you talk fantasy football a little bit before we
Yeah,
go?
we'll do fantasy football.
All right, cool.
Stay tuned. Bullshitters Show. Be back in a minute.
And after that, we can drop the top and take the night. Take the night. Lay your seat back like we taking flight.
Bullshitter Show on Bulls Radio Lounge. Don't forget, when you donate, you go to youtube.com and just go down to the bottom of the video where it has sort of a comment section.
Toss it on in there.
And you'll see a link. Once you click that link under Support the Show,
For the poor.
it'll pull up a message that you could do over your username.
Message.
You can type in how much money that you've actually want to donate to the show. It'll be like 25 cents, $1, $5, $10.
1 penny.
But if you
Doesn't
put in
matter.
the donation message, right, Bullshitters, then we know that goes to us.
That's us.
And the show.
Yay.
Now, we've already have a person that's been donated a couple weeks ago.
Appreciate that.
And I'm gonna get those email cards sent out.
Okay.
So we have a sort of live internal message.
Awesome.
Do we have the
I like
person's name or tag or whatever? Or
I could probably find it.
Cool.
As I'm doing the show.
Maybe we'll give a shiz out. Again, if my niece was not listening earlier, we love you. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
It says Lisa donated $10.
Nice.
Thank
nice.
you, Lisa.
Thank you, Lisa. I think I know Lisa.
Says good job.
Thank you, thank you.
I once met a Lisa.
Says good job, brother. BRUDDER.
I know who it is. We love you.
That's my brother.
So that's how you do it. Go to the bottom of the video, click
Appreciate
on
it.
how to support the show, and the donation message. Just put on there, Bullshitters. You know, it pays for stuff. You know, it pays for, the
It keeps the lights on.
electricity. Yeah, the hamsters moving.
Goes to a good cause. Cause we need it.
Also to help pay for new equipment,
Yes.
wires and such,
Microphones.
microphones.
Microphone covers. we're
Microphone
so.
covers.
See what I mean? We're so temperamental.
He comes in, he goes, bro, you want to use this? I'm like, the hell is that? He's like, they're microphone covers. I'm like, you don't have to spend money on the show, bro. He's like, no, I want to.
I want to help.
Yeah.
I'm a part of it.
Then he got upset because I don't want to use one.
He hates me.
I like my black.
That's fine. You
deals.
don't like color. That's fine. You don't like purple or yellow or orange.
Oh my gosh, that's derogatory.
No.
Anyway.
Anywho.
All right, so
Fun time.
What do you got, Lent?
what you got?
Dude. Training camp started this week.
It sure did, ladies
Oh
and
my
gentlemen.
God, football.
Welcome to the NFL.
Dude, I can't stand the off season.
Hate it.
But anyway, with football comes fantasy football. And Christian and I happen to be avid fantasy football players. We're going to get Bullen this year. He just doesn't know it yet.
I wouldn't even know how to play it. to be
Dude,
honest
but
with you.
wouldn't
you
it be
not like
cool?
football?
We should just all do it.
Now, how could you say that? How could you say that you don't like football?
So it was an assumption he made based off a comment.
Terrible assumption.
So you might
I
not
apologize for that, Bull.
know the what's the word I'm looking for, Christian? The intricacies.
Intricacies
Yes, that's the
of
word.
football?
Yeah, is that what it is? Because I'm sure you watched the Bucks at some point.
You
or
guys are like ganging up on me over here?
No, I'm just
we're staring up on me. And I'm
we're
like,
we're engaged in the conversation. I want to be. I
You
wanna
back
be
it up and
looking.
say, why do you not participate in fantasy football?
Okay, that's a
because
better question.
I don't care about fantasy football.
Oh,
to be
okay.
honest with you.
So what is it? You just don't have the time for it, or you just don't care?
No,
to
I
wanna
don't.
play,
I don't
or-
see the need of sitting there looking at my phone 24/7 to see what kind of players or stats my players are at.
Ah,
I gotcha.
You see what I'm saying?
And you do
No
need
interest.
to commit some kind of time. to
Nah,
it.
it doesn't really
Yeah,
interest me that
I
much.
see what you mean.
It's,
Gotcha.
I tried it. I tried it for a while.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. Then I'm
How'd you
like,
do?
Sucked.
Did you?
Yeah.
So if we did like a show league, you got to be.
I
There's
would
got to
do
be a
it.
Bulls
I would
team.
do it,
Come
but
on.
I mean, I wouldn't. I don't understand the whole point system. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And I don't get into all that stuff.
But we can help you.
That's
what we're
fine.
here
I
for.
don't care. I mean,
The point system
I don't
depends
care.
on who puts the league
I mean, do you
together.
think when I go to like a hockey games that I sit there and know the players' stats and all that? No, I go to have fun.
Yeah,
There
when
you
I go
go.
to a game,
You
I
know
go
what
to
I
have fun too. I agree.
Right.
I'm
not
not
gonna-
on my phone looking
And
at
that's
fantasy
and the same
numbers.
thing with the fantasy thing. I don't sit there and know all the stats. I don't get into all that stuff. So it's not really something for me to do.
Oh, I love Sundays.
You see what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
It does.
Red Zone is the best invention ever for fantasy football lovers.
See, I'm not that kind of guy.
I'm not the kind of guy.
I'm not going to sit there and
who likes
watch
to watch around
football all day long.
all day.
Yeah.
Dude, it's great. You watch it all day, and then there's a whole game on
Do you
at
watch
night.
the ESPN type report in the morning? They do.
No.
No. I don't have time for that shit.
They go really quick.
No, I just look at whatever I need to look at to make sure my lineup's set, and then I'm ready to watch football.
Really?
I think it's been 5 years since I put on a Fox.
It's been a while for me
pregame or
too.
anything
It's
like
like when they changed the original cast and started adding this
I don't
person,
care
that
about
person.
that.
I don't care.
You're just, yeah.
Garbage. I don't think Mark likes Fox.
It's not Fox. It's,
Fox is Foxy.
That's just I don't know. Sometimes some of those guys don't really know what they're talking about, and they're former professional football players. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I see what you mean.
I just kind of got. Actually, the most exciting thing that's been around since the two old guys, Madden and
Pat Summerall.
Pat
This
Summerall.
is Pat Summerall. Hold on, I need a
And
drink.
I hate to say this is Tony Romo.
Dude, he is amazing.
He's pretty good in the booth, man.
I have to watch him.
You have to watch Tony Romo.
Yeah. I've seen him.
So you're a one. Do you just not sit down and watch football on Sunday? Because
No.
when he mentioned Red Zone.
No, I could not do that.
Okay, so it's
Yeah.
not just Red Zone. You don't sit and watch one game or.
I may watch the Bucks, here or there.
Monday night?
Nah, depends. Depends on what's on.
Okay.
I'm more of like a documentary type guy.
Okay.
Okay.
Like
You want knowledge and info.
movies,
Ken Burns
that type of stuff.
on Netflix.
Ken Burns?
Anything Ken Burns.
Okay,
The
let's look it
West.
up. Right. But no, I'm just
You'll
not
hate
a person that will sit there and go like, hoorah for Buccaneers the entire Sunday or Monday. You know what I mean?
Gotcha. But you'll go to a game and like have a good fucking
Oh
time.
hell yeah! I'll go to the game and drink or whatever.
Are you a fan of any team at all?
Lightning? I love hockey.
Hockey.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We gotta
Don't
get you
ask me
playing
about
hockey.
players because I don't memorize players.
No. We got to get you playing hockey.
No. See,
on
no.
the
All right. No,
I've
it's
done it
not like
before.
that.
Oh yeah, like
No, street hockey.
street hockey. Oof.
Yeah.
On
and ice
skates.
hockey. Yeah.
Oof.
You lucky son of a. I can't skate, man.
No, me neither. I'd be
Really?
like, what?
I hate that.
Yeah.
Bucket list. Fucking
Learn how to
huge
skate,
on the
dude.
bucket
I can
list.
tell you one thing: ice skating is a lot better than rollerblading.
I have been able to stay up longer on ice than
Really?
on skates or blades.
The
I love
key
the-
part is your ankles. Keep your ankles locked.
I like the way it starts on ice skating because you get that old lady walker and they just kind of push you across the
Well,
ice. And
I would suggest
you learn how to
doing-
move your feet.
I would say do rollerblading first.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man.
No, you hit that ice by falling down, you're gonna break something.
It hurts, bro.
You hit
Yeah, it
Bayshore
hurts.
Boulevard on your ass. It's gonna
Yeah,
hurt.
but you might get like a road rash or something like that.
Road rash.
But
no, but
even
I
if
got
you
a
go to a
pillow
rink,
strapped
that
to my
shit's
ass,
gonna hurt. Then we gotta get this on tape.
We will.
Dude, no, but it's like Saturday mornings. Go to a skating rink. They have fucking lessons.
Yeah.
Old people like us can go. Well,
It was embarrassing when I was a teenager. I'd walk up to one of the skate joints around here, and they would kick me out
Why?
because I wouldn't even put them on.
you don't want to skate
Oh,
here?
really?
You
Because
get
I
outta
wouldn't
here.
even put the skates on, and I just wanted to hang out with my friends. I bought food, I bought drinks,
Damn.
Man, they hang
and
out with you.
they would come over, and this happened 3 times, and they came over and said, "Hey, if you're not, you gotta at least put them on." And I said, "I'm not gonna put those dirty ass things on, man."
Germaphobe.
And they said, "You gotta go." I was like,
They kicked you out for not skating.
3 times.
Were you eating your
3
food when they kicked you
times.
out, or did they just let you finish
Once
your meal?
was a date. Say that again.
Did they let you finish your food? You
Yeah.
bought fucking food.
Well, I was finished.
Okay.
Honestly, I was
okay.
finished.
So the guy came up
But
to you and goes,
one was a date.
Really?
One was a date. Yeah. And she said, "What do you want me to do?" I said, and she had 3 other friends there, and I said, "Just fucking hang out, party with them, and call me tomorrow."
Nice.
So you were on a date with a girl who had 2 girlfriends there, and she didn't leave with you?
No.
Wow, you're a nice guy.
Durr.
We'll have to get you on the skates out here. Start skating around.
We don't have time to go into fantasy football this week. Maybe we'll just dive into it next week. It's a lot.
Like
We can-
Well, I
fantasy.
wish we had more time with the Joel Winecoop shorts at 9.
Well, they
So
know,
do I.
but
I'm trying
mean,
to make it,
Do you want to talk it, or?
Everybody's got to be happy.
Well, let's just look at the top 10
All right,
players.
you want to do it? Let's look at the.
Let's look at the top 10 players.
I got them right here.
Pull them
Running
up.
backs, anyway.
Who do you have? Okay, can you pull up all? Because I'm interested to see.
Oh, I do have all.
Okay, pull up
So
all.
number 1 is Saquon Barkley.
Okay.
All right, let me back this up by saying, let me ruin some trademark here and say that I'm going off of the ESPN complete 2019 projections for fantasy football. Okay.
And I have a fantasy football magazine in front of me that is not ESPN, so I'm interested to see.
So
there's any difference.
Right. So ranked number 1 is Saquon Barkley,
I have him.
which I think he's going to suffer a sophomore hurt.
You think so? I don't know. I mean, you see the size of that guy's legs.
Number 2 is Ezekiel Elliott, which I guess they're expecting to come out of a. Well, he had 271 yards per game.
He's a beast.
Or
dude.
they're predicting. Okay.
He's a beast.
Christian McCaffrey.
Okay, so I have
Now
Alvin
remember,
Kamara.
he was mine last year,
Yeah.
and he hurt his knee.
Yeah.
So gotta
Gamora.
watch that.
So I have Alvin Kamara, which I had last year, and he suffered right before the playoffs.
Then Le'Veon Bell.
I have Todd Gurley.
I don't even have Todd Gurley on here.
Really?
Le'Veon Bell, Melvin Gordon, Devontae Adams, which is a wide receiver.
Like the same spot? I only have
DeAndre
Melvin.
Hopkins is 8.
Okay. He's
Michael
7.
Thomas is 9.
Okay.
And then 10th for me is Julio Jones. Todd Gurley is 12th on this list.
Todd Gurley. Todd Gurley is
Todd Gurley the
4th.
second.
I think Todd Gurley's like banged up, like bad knee. Worried about that one. So
They may be worried about the transition that went on in that organization too. They lost a couple of linemen. They lost some defensive players. One, I believe, retired.
We got one
right
of them
before
here in
training
Tampa.
camp. Oh God! Let me tell you something. If that Ndamukong Suh thing works out here, I'll be the happiest son of a bitch on the planet.
They need that
But
kind of presence, bro. They do.
I don't. How much?
They haven't had the killer instinct. I mean, they've had a couple of guys who've had it, like the linebacker core for sure, but they need some killer instinct.
They need to stop the run.
Yeah, I think this guy will plug up the hole.
That's what I'm hoping.
Gerald, I like Gerald McCoy, but
I don't.
he should have plugged up the hole.
He should have been gone 2 years ago.
He was not. There's only 199. That is for sure. So I have Saquon Barkley number 1, Ezekiel Elliott number 2, Alvin Kamara number 3, Todd Gurley number 4. So this
Wow.
might have been done. I'm sure ESPN
What's
updates their shit.
There's the month on the front of that magazine.
Let me see here, because I mean it's not.
Just
This
a
isn't.
magazine you
This is
subscribe
not
to, or-
supposed to be displayed until September. So I have an early edition here.
Wow, look at
Yeah,
you.
look at that. I got the Iggy. Walgreens fucked up. Okay, so I got Todd Gurley number 4. Melvin Gordon was number 5. McCaffrey's number 6, which he should be up there. He should be up in the top 3. He's a double threat. Hopkins, Le'Veon Bell, which I don't think he should be in the top 10 this year. He's got to prove himself. Julio Jones and Michael Thomas close it out for me. I agree with it. I'd go running back first anyway.
That's your pick?
Running back first always.
All right.
I don't do that.
Don't do it either.
I have strategies.
I don't do running
I've been
back
doing
first,
this since like 05, and I've won my fair share.
This might be
We're going to
around
have to
my
do a little
20th
bit further talk next week.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Love it.
From like start to finish.
All right.
Absolutely.
All right. So we're going to close out the Bullshitter Show for this Friday. We will not be having a show next Friday. We're going to do a taping.
Yeah, pre-tape.
Pre-tape, and then we'll broadcast it for you on Friday. Sounds good?
Sounds good.
All right. I am Bull for Lent.
See y'all next week.
Christian out.
Christian out. We'll see you next week. Only on the Bullshitter Show, Bulls Radio Lounge.